on music, Cool Anime Girls, because I was just going to be like 2 seconds. If I would have been longer, I would have. All right. Okay, chat. Let's go ahead and start watching this. And then, like I said, we'll see if EG joins us or not. Or what happens, so. All right, let's go, chat.
It's been a minute since I've done a video on a scam baiter. And in this one, I'm not going to be defending a scam baiter. I'm going to be...
There he is! EG Raid! Let's go!
Exposing one. So don't go anywhere, because by the time you're done with this video, you're going to see what a scam baiting scam actually looks like. Let's go! Scam baiting has become a pretty darn popular niche on YouTube. I think that it's actually one of the things that the internet provides that is a net positive for people. Hence why I'm in an Indian call center right now, because the majority of these call centers tend to be in India for some reason. Don't ask me why. Maybe India is lax on their laws regarding this stuff, but they all tend to always seem like they come from there. Hence...
Yeah, that's actually true. If we can't wait, hold on, what? If we don't donate, you'll have to set up a GoFundMe. No. No, that's not happening. Sorry, that's not. No. Yes, if you don't donate, I will have to set up a GoFundMe for stuff and things. I can't do it straight. I can't. That joke. Yeah, I bet it won't. I bet it won't get old. Yeah.
The fun meme, don't redeem it.
Do not redeem it. No.
I saw this part. This part made me laugh.
But just like anything, there's always good apples, and then there's also bad apples. A good apple, in my opinion, would be someone like Scammer Payback's Pierogi, who spends his days...
Yes. Pierogi, I would say, is one of the bigger known YouTubers to cover this type of genre or topic on YouTube, if you will. Yes. I became aware of him before the story broke of him last year, before the gooning incident happened with him last year. I watched a little bit of him, but yeah, he's a lot bigger, like sub-wise and personality-wise and things like that, and presence-wise, I guess is the better way to put it, than what I had initially thought. Because again, like I said, I only watched him a couple of times. A friend of mine had suggested him to me to watch, so I was like, hey, I'll give this dude a shot. Why not? And I watched him a couple times, and I thought that he was really good. And then, of course, the gooning incident happened last year, and all of that happened. That was a huge mess. But yes, but I'm glad to see, I've been told anyway, that he's, doing his thing, that he's still making content, and he's still out there trying to get scam baiters. So, yes, I'll give him credit where credit is due. So, there you go.
Making sure that scammers don't have the opportunity to harass people. And if they do, he does a good job of stopping them from being able to access that person's money. And another good example of a good scam baiter would be KHuck, who, much like Pierogi, does a good job of keeping scam baiters preoccupied so that they spend less time trying to scam you by focusing all their time on scam.
Now, this person I do not know about. The first time I heard of him was because of EG. This person I do not know very much about, but I'm very interested.
Them, which never happens because obviously KHuck realizes that this is all meaningless and he's not going to give them a penny. But just like in any niche, there's also the bad apples. And that's what we're here to talk about today, is the bad apples. But not just any bad apples, specifically one bad apple, using the title of scam baiting to extort his audience, exploit his audience, and beg them for money, on top of doing a bunch of other pretty controversial things. I don't take...
Okay, chat, I'm sorry, but this hat, can we take a minute to go back to the hat briefly? We talked about it last week when we first saw this. Oh dear God in heaven. That's ew. I know EG wants it. I know he does. I'll have to ask him if he got it. EG, did you get the hat? Someone bought you one? Oh, let's go. Let's go. Okay, so I'm happy that EG is getting said hat, okay? That's his, that's his thing. That's his stick. That's what he wants. Fine. But I'm sorry. This hat is just god-awful. Like, what the fuck is this hat? Did he design I bet you he designed this. I'm just saying. I wouldn't be surprised if I heard he did.
Take pleasure in trying to mess with people's lives or to stop their ability from being able to make money on the internet. But unfortunately, when there's testimonial after testimonial all coming from people who used to be fans of a particular creator, people tend to start to pay attention to those things. And at the very least, what I can do is use my platform to just let people know to be careful. And that's what I'm doing here. Take what I say with a grain of salt, if you will. Take these as me being a troll hater.
Yeah, screw the haters, I agree. And to be honest, I'm kind of tired of scam baiting. When I have trolls in the stream interrupting us. And
oh, yeah, because everyone's a troll. Apparently, according to him, everyone is a troll. So, you need 3 of those, but I will not say why. Oh, Lord.
making us saying things that aren't true.
Take it however you want. But I think by the end of this video, you'll see that the evidence I have is pretty damn compelling. Now, let's get into our story. The guy that I just showed you right there with the weird hat is Paul Scam Baits. He's a scam baiter who's been doing it for 8+ years. At least I hope that's the case, considering he posts the same graphic in every single video that he makes.
Now, this part I saw too. Yeah, that's, yes, I've seen that multiple times now. Yes.
Anytime he ever promotes his channel or streaming whatsoever, it's always the same graphic, him with a Terminator eye. But just as Skynet became self-aware and ended up turning on humans, Paul has done the same. I guess he is truly the Terminator. Let's take a look at this magnificent piece of promotional material that Ray seems to attach to every single one of his tweets or posts that he makes. Destroying scammers, rescuing victims, with the victims being these people that he must have PNG'd off of Google, because I'm pretty sure he probably doesn't know any single person that's in this picture, especially...
But EG, what do you mean? He knows every single one of these people. They're the people that he helped. Those are the people that he paid all that money back to. What was it, like 8 million or something like that? Or some outrageous amount that he was trying to say that he gave back or something. It was something dumb. But yeah, these are the people that he paid back though, EG. Don't you know that?
The people that are representing the scammers look like they are some kind of Rastafarian movie type henchmen. Not to mention, let's take a look.
They look like NPCs. They do. They look like NPCs. Or I don't know, but they.
Skin color, you know, it looks like.
Yes, thank you, Blue Jay. Yes, they look like Skyrim characters. Yes, that's hilarious. That's funny. Take note of the races of people. Ooh.
Someone's saying, I'm protecting you from the blacks. I mean, look at these two. They are.
Easy now.
Are truly menacing. Now, I don't know about you, but when I think of scammers, this is exactly what I think of. These two guys. The only thing standing between you and these two terrible figures is me and my Terminator eye. Really just peek.
Oh, EG, you're killing me. And hello, Limey. Welcome to the channel, sir.
Promotional material, Paul. Would you want your daughter to receive a phone call from this horrific creature? I think not. At one point, Paul was actually a pretty well-respected scam baiter. He was even invited to the People's Call Center, which is an organization that Pierogi of Scammer Payback puts together once a year down in Atlanta. It takes place at AnyDesk, which is one of the tools that a lot of scammers use to actually access people's computers. And it's AnyDesk's attempt at trying to help combat scams that take place on their product. And I think that him participating in this stuff is what helped him build a YouTube audience. Unfortunately, though, for Paul, like many YouTubers, their success has come and gone, but they just cannot let go of the good days they used to have in the past, which has led to the situation we're in now. As much as I wish I was the person who stumbled upon this story, I cannot take credit. You see, because there was a guy named Pecan Head who I actually ended up meeting through a friend of ours, who is one of my moderators, who actually came from Paul's community. And she said, hey, you know, there's this guy named Pecan Head. He's found some pretty interesting information about a scam baiter named Paul. You should listen to him.
R.I.P. Pecan Head. I was very sad to hear that he had passed away. Yeah, that was sad.
hear him out. So on stream, I actually ended up talking to Pecan Head. If you haven't checked out my second streaming channel called Later with Lately, I highly suggest checking it out. That is a shameless plug, and I don't apologize for it. Needless to say, it was a pretty eye-opening stream.
Watch his face right here. Whenever he sees my name. It's so good. It is so good. Thank you.
I'm excited.
Well, one person, so. Okay, now, now.
No. How do you not? You gotta appreciate the humor in this, guys. Like,
What is up with his? Oh my God.
Okay, I'm starting the game over.
Look at him. Looks like the damn robotic server's lost his fucking grip, boys.
Who put this Pecan Head in?
I have no idea. Hilarious.
He's not playing.
he's not. You're sorry. You're not allowed to play Pecan.
Oh well.
Fuck.
He's really mad. He's definitely mad.
Oh, he was super timey-wimey. MP asked us former mods to keep a list of people who left negative comments in his post. I'm not surprised by that at all. I'm not surprised by that one fucking bit. Why is it that YouTubers do that? I don't understand it. I'm not saying all of them do, obviously, but I don't get it. Not too long ago, we were watching him just to see the latest shit show, and someone subbed his. Oh, gotcha. Okay, someone subbed his Pecan Head about a month ago. Well, oh yeah, the negative comments. Sorry. I just don't understand what is even the point of any of that. I don't understand it. I don't, and I never will. Pecan Head just moved on to find all the angles that lied and cheated to get their wings. Keep up the good work, Pecan. True. True, Limey. Very, very true.
Taking my ball and I'm going home.
I told you Pecan Head was watching my stream.
Oh, he thinks it's you too.
I was not. I was not. I was 100% not.
I believe you, because you seem just as amused by this. Now, what I
R.I.P., dude.
didn't actually know at the time this was going on was that Pecan Head had been struggling with a lot of medical conditions that most of us that had just met him weren't aware of. And it was only just a few short weeks later that Pecan Head passed away unexpectedly, which caught us all off guard. And even though I didn't know the guy super, super well, the little reactions I had with him kind of affected me to the point where I got really emotional on stream talking about this. And it honestly puts a lot of stuff in perspective why he had such a big problem with Modern Paul too, right? Because Modern Paul would be saying, oh, I have a sore throat and I need to get money for it, right? Meanwhile, Pecan Head's going through something 10 times worse. Like, his life was on the line, and never once tried to use it as a reason for anything. I know that I've only kind of known him for like the past month or so. That should show you the type of impression that like he's left on me. You know, this is a guy that went out of his way to be super helpful to me. And again, he had every right to use his health as a crutch if he wanted to, and he never did. He never did once. They don't make them like that anymore. The man loves scam baiting. Like, he didn't do it for money, and you know that's true, because he could have easily mentioned that he was struggling health-wise and people would have just probably thrown money on him. He didn't care about that. What he cared about was saving people.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you. Hello. How are you?
I am good. Oh, I had to shut off the stream though.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. I think this is the first time we've talked. I think.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yay! No, I heard you on EG stream earlier, and I was like, oh my god, it's so good. Well, thank you for calling in, and I appreciate you joining in. And yes, you are part of the reason why this story is even happening here. So, blaming you. But no, I think so. So far from what I've seen of this, I've gotten to this part. A little bit. I've gotten a little bit past this part. I haven't seen the rest of it because I was wanting to react to it on stream. But it's this guy. Oh my god. This is worse than what I had thought. Jesus.
Yeah, he's really shocked a lot of people. Like when you go into his community for the first time, you think he's okay. It depends on how fast people pick up on it. But yeah, he's been it's real eye-opening, what we're all kind of going through, what we've all been through.
Mm-hmm.
But in the outcome, we've all come together, and we get to talk about it here.
Yeah. Well, and also, I think this is something, though, too, right? Is that you looked at, I know that, again, that EG and all of you, or the EG community, I should say, has been covering him now for quite some time. But I think you told me this, but I don't know if I just want a bit of a refresher. How did you find out about him?
I had been following Scammer Payback for about 2 years, and I had gotten out of surgery, and I was just kind of at a very low point in my life, and I was just kind of looking around for something to watch, and I stumbled across him because he had been at the People's Call Center, which is where they all went to in Florida. I think he was in Tampa, and a bunch of scam baiters came together, and I had been finding different people like Pleasant Green and Deo, and so I was excited to find somebody new, but it surprised me that he had a really low subscriber count, really low views compared to like Scammer Payback and the others. So I was watching his videos, and he was okay, but then I ended up, catching him live one day, and his chat wasn't huge, but the people were very friendly to me, and so I ventured in. It was actually the first time I'd ever chatted. I haven't. I guess now it's been almost a year that I've been actually
Oh.
commenting in the community on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've
Mm-hmm.
been pretty recluse, but
I was not.
then I really didn't know much about it.
I came
But
in like a bat out of hell. I'm like, hello, here I am. I'm kidding.
well, I'm here now.
Continue. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. But like I had said on, with EG, I had been in a drive-through one night, and he was doing a live, and I just ventured to chat, and he actually responded. He acknowledged me in one of those late night lives that he did. And like EG and you, like you guys, I know you don't have giant channels, and I think that that's great when you're starting to grow. You can really get some people that we get to know you very well. We get to kind of bond with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we're avoiding the parasocial relationship stuff, but that's kinda how I got into it. I thought, "Oh, wow, he actually, like, he acknowledged me," but it didn't last long.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No, I get what you mean though. Like you want to. There is. We've talked. This topic has been brought up about being the people being afraid about being parasocial and things like that. Yes, that is something that unfortunately does happen. We've heard multiple different stories about that kind of thing happening. It is what it is. It's the internet. What can you do?
and the way that he
Cool
did it,
Girls
he
super
preyed
chatted
upon people
$2.
who,
Can we fire
like
you if
myself,
we're
I
the
was at a
boss?
really low point in my
Thoughtful
life. I was
face
really
emoji.
depressed,
Mhm.
and I just had to go in for surgery. I had my gallbladder removed. I was in a lot of pain, and I just, with what I was going through in my life, I've talked about this with EG, but I was being stalked and harassed, and I needed a safe place, and so I turned to his community. I ended up being stalked and harassed in there. The person somehow found me. I don't know why, but whatever.
Mhm.
You know,
Mm.
and I know EG does a great job, and I'm very vocal now. I'm not gonna tolerate it, but so people. My point is, like, people come from all walks of life, and I think it's the people. I mean, there are definitely people who are good to go. Like, we talked about Jag Pimp. I think he's fine. I haven't heard of him having any, like, trauma or issues or anything like that. Certainly, I don't
Last
know
Big
him,
Dude
so I
super
don't want
chatted
to speak for him on his behalf. But I know he
$4.99. Can I have
donated a
some money?
ton to Ray. I got a couple of Twitch memberships myself from JagPimp before I could buy them. So it's like when you have people there who, well, first of all, you got the solid people in life who just want to support him, and then you have the people that are
Mhm.
kind of like struggling, or they got things that are going on. It sucks that Ray chose to prey upon people who were really just they're just trying to find a safe place. They're just
I
trying to
know.
find a safe community.
I know. And
So yeah.
yeah, that is very sad to hear well, and like I said before, unfortunately, we hear this all the time with different YouTubers, right? They can be big or small, and they see the dollar signs and they're like, "Oh, let's see what I can get out of my chat. Let's see what I can do this. Let's see what I can do that." And again, there's not, if that's their prerogative, then fine, but it's just people just want to laugh and have fun, or learn about the degeneracy or the gooning aspect of things online. Hello,
Yeah, I mean,
Limey. Welcome to the KHuck cast, sir. How are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Hi.
Hello,
They're
sir.
fine. Thank you.
Welcome
That's
to.
good to be here.
Yeah, good. Yes, I know that we had talked briefly on EG's channel and a little bit in DMs. But hello, sir. How have you been doing? I don't know what time it is for you. It's probably like in the middle of the night.
Well, I haven't haven't stopped because I was actually working while I was pulled into EG's. So I was kind of working and doing my stuff while chatting in there, and yeah, I just kind of rolled right out of work and into this, and so yeah, it's been quite the evening, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
great.
I
It's
bet.
great. I'm loving it.
Good. Now, I asked Soul this, and I was going to ask you this too, and I didn't know if you were going to be able to come in here tonight or not, but how did you find Paul?
Oh, that's way back. That was back in the beginning. First of all, my first experience was with scam baiting was on YouTube. I happened to see Kit Boga on a YouTube video and saw that and thought, wow, I wonder if there's anybody else out there doing this stuff. And I looked online and I found, I think it was like, I first found Artifice, a fella called Artifice, um, that was a streamer, and he was baiting PCH, that's Publishers Clearinghouse scammers,
Oh.
and he, to me, I mean, Gordon Shumway was already baiting, and Modipole was baiting, and it was kind of like I met or found Modipole through Artifice because Artifice looked to Modipole as kind of a coach, as a mentor with all of this, and helped him get set up and all. So that was the beginning. That's how I ended up. And then I started working with Artifice in the background because my strength, I've been doing it for, I know, 26 years now. I've been working in Photoshop. So I saw Artifice was baiting and he was having some challenges getting past some hurdles. One of them was with, they would always ask for identities and information, documents, and stuff like that, whether it be cars and stuff. So I just started helping him out with that and got close with him on that one. And I was obviously watching Modipole at the time. And one thing led to another, and I got very involved with Artifice. And I think it upset, well, I know it upset Modder. And then I don't know how to say it. I don't want to get into too many of the details, but basically, Marta went after Artifice, and that put a wedge between our relationship. We made up later on, and it was great. But Marta went after me. He's had me blocked for probably 3 years now. Yeah, he's had me. Yeah, he banned me from his stream 2.5, 3 years ago, because I called him out because he was saying that the ICANN system, this numbers of 11T, 12T, 13, he said he had that copyrighted, and he said he copyrighted the ICANN numbering system. And I told him, you can't copyright ICANN. It's an international corporation, and you can't copyright it. Anyway, with that, he turned around and just banned me, blocked me and banned me. So, but that's how I got to meet him.
I actually just happened to, I don't know if you've heard this or not, but I happened to hear about him because of Soul.
Right.
Because as she's tweeted or not tweeted out, she says a bunch of things like different things about it in EG's Discord, and eventually I was like, okay, who is this guy? Who is he? And that's when I started looking into it, and that's when I asked her, I asked Blue Jay, I asked EG. I was like, okay, who the hell is this guy? What is going on here? Like, what is happening? And I'm glad that I asked.
You had to ask.
Yeah, I'm glad that I asked because this is just crazy. This is insane. And I don't know if you know I don't know how much you know about locale stuff, Limey, but he reminds me a lot of, and I even told EG this when I was first looking at one of the videos, is that he is like another DSP or Darkside Phil. By the way, today is May 1st. For those of you who know, you know. I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, do you know who DSP is by any chance?
I don't think so, and I'm not sure about what this locale is.
Oh,
what you said?
okay. Okay, yes, locale.
I don't know what
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
well,
sure.
my
I'll have
sir.
to do some
Oh.
research.
Oh, sir.
You don't
oh,
know.
Sir. Oh, sir.
Have you ever heard of
Oh.
Cyrax?
That's a
Now
whole
you got
nother
me
stream.
curious.
That's a whole nother stream. That's a whole nother stream. You know what?
Okay.
You know, going over this, I appreciate you having us on to be able to kind of give a little bit of context. But, this is something a lot of people have been suffering from with this guy. And it's not, I know it's a lot of different scam baiters, or not, sorry, scam baiters, I mean streamers. Sorry, wrong
Mhm.
word I'm using there. Because most scam baiters are not like this. Let me put it that way. But I have to say that the more exposure this gets, and it's not that we want like to get fame and fortune. We want just to educate people because he's a scammer. And as Lamia pointed out earlier, people may say he's a beggar. I don't agree with that. I think he is a scammer. And I think that people do need to acknowledge it's a scam baiter who's turned into a scammer. He's not a beggar.
Mhm.
He's a scammer.
Mm.
By definition, he's a scammer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would have to 100% agree with that. Yes. It's from the little, and I know that there's a lot that I've seen of this and what I've been told about this. Yes. He's just like I said in EG's stream earlier, he's just pathetic. And he can do so much more, and he can be so much more. And he could actually be and even EG was saying it, at one point he was very entertaining. I'm sure, but
that woman filter, the lady filter, I'm telling you, Limey was like, I
Oh,
gotta
don't
step
get me
away for a
going
few
again.
minutes.
Oh, don't get me going again.
the lady filter? Is this what I
Yeah,
think
Ray
it is?
has he has when he's scam baiting, and it's actually kind of an attractive thing.
Yes.
But where he looks like a
I know what you're talking
lady.
about now.
Yeah,
yes.
his voice isn't attractive. Yeah, but
Yeah,
Limey was saying
no.
that was making him all excited, so he's got to step away for a bit. And EG said it too,
Limey got a
and I was like,
goon.
you just need to. Yeah, both of them got
Gotta go
excited by
take care
it.
of business.
Yeah, both of them needed to. Right, EG? I see you in that chat, EG. I know you hear me.
Yeah, Limey got a goon. That's too funny. Speaking
No,
of
EG got a
which,
goon.
EG goons?
EG said it too. They both
Oh.
were. And he can try to hide, but he thought that lady was pretty hot.
Bruh. EG, no. EG, no.
Mother
What is the matter with you? No. No. Sir. Mother Paul all day. Sit your ass down.
Oh my God.
Stop it. Jesus Christ. Anyway, but no, I know what you're talking about now. Well, speaking of like his love for the ladies, I was sent oh God, I was sent some stuff too. Oh God, it's so bad. I think it was Soul that sent it to me. I about fell out with the stuff that she
It's so bad.
It's so
I mean,
bad.
It is, and it's right there on Twitter, y'all. If y'all want, I don't think he's deleted it. So if you go, or what is it, X now? If you go on there and you look him up, yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
the
it's
whole
gross.
is yeah,
It's gross.
the whole is just posted.
Yeah, I was gonna show those probably tomorrow because I don't know if I was gonna get to it tonight or not, but I was gonna show that tomorrow. It's Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's so gross. But you know what I might do, chat, is that after this, depending on how much time we have, because we do have to get this finished up. Of course, we get to talking and chatting and whatnot. Shocker there. Limey, if you're gonna, hopefully you stick around and hopefully you will be around more. But this is what we do. So be ready for all.
ADHD.
Be ready for distractions and for me to be the professional streamer that I am. Get ready. Anyway, but yeah, so I may show a sneak peek as to what Soul sent me earlier. I may pull up one, and it's
You can tempt him. You're getting him excited.
it's something else. So yeah. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Let's continue with EG's wonderful video. Here we go.
And I wanted to make sure that from here on out, everybody knows that the only reason I'm continuing this video is to continue the work that Pecan Head was doing. Rest in peace, Pecan Head. You will be truly missed. What an impressive individual.
Yes, agreed.
Say my name.
Pecan Head.
You're goddamn right.
It's time for me to
Hell
finish the work
yeah.
that Pecan Head started. It's time for me to expose Modder Paul.
Without being too specific, I reached out to get help with a certain
Don't know if you can help, but can I borrow, not give to me? Oh my god. Borrow. I love it. I love the term borrow right there. But borrow $650 from you on Venmo. I can pay you back tomorrow mid-morning. Let me know. I'm trying to unlock a BitLocker that has cash in the thousands waiting for me, and that's how I would pay you. Convert it back to Venmo and send it back. Let me know. Thanks, bro. Nope. The gall on this fucking man right here. The gall.
Yeah, and he's actually turned. People have loaned him money, and he has turned around and said it was a gift in an attempt to refuse to give them their money back. And if those people want to come forward, they can. But that's what I have seen. Stuff said. It's been sent to me. I know it's a trust me, bro moment, but
Right.
yeah,
Right.
he has definitely flipped it around so he doesn't have to pay those people back. That's why so many people have left. Some of his mods have left. He has literally and royally screwed them over disgustingly.
It's he's doing it to himself, and I think that we'll get to it here. I don't want to spoil anything, but he gets to, and EG gets to why he has stopped streaming for the time being, and we'll get to as to why.
fundraising site, and 3 YouTubers and 50 former followers are slamming the crap out of me right now on YouTube. So I had enough of seeing people that used to support me now turn against me. I mean, come on. All I did was try to raise money.
By the way, one of the emails that he sent me that I didn't even read, he said, I have a GoFundMe I'm starting. I don't want to hear shit about it. Almost like the...
Oh, you see his wonky eye in that live? I don't know if you saw that. That he's drunk in that live he did. I actually watched that live. I didn't say anything, but yeah, his eye gets, when one of his eyes gets a little wonky, he's drunk.
That's
The other thing is, the other thing is, nobody's got a problem with him trying to raise money. It's the way he went about doing it. That's where we have a problem.
yeah, exactly, yes. Again, and I agree with you, and you bring up actually a very good point, and I heard you say this to EG too. It's not the fact of him wanting to raise money. That's not it. That's not it at all. You can do what you want. You can set up a Patreon. You can set up a GoFundMe, a Venmo, whatever you want to do. Streamers do this all the time. It's not anything new, right? I just have, of course, the YouTube now that I'm monetized, and of course, Stream Elements on a, but that's all that I have. Streamers do it all the time. It happens, right? But it's, again, I 100% agree. It's the way that it came about. It's the way that he did it and his approach to everything and him reaching out to random ass people. Hey, give me money, bro. It's like I said last stream when we were covering this. If I were to reach out to one of my chatters and say, hey, give me money, do you know what they would do? They would expose me in less than 30 seconds.
Yep.
I would
And if it had just if it had just come out and said, "Look, I'm flat out broke. I haven't got a penny to my name. I'm not making any money doing this scam baiting. I've set up a GoFundMe. If you want to give me something to help me out, fine. Okay."
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
upfront. He's honest, and if he did that without the private contacting and everything, all right, he's being honest, and at that point, it's begging.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
not scamming.
Yes.
So what he did is he went beyond begging to scamming,
I'm telling you, he took
and
a
that's
page out
where
of
we draw
DSP.
the line.
Now, I will say,
Yeah.
I will say this. I do not think that, again, I'm just using DSP as an example because he's the more well-known one out of, in this, at least on this side of the internet anyway. I'm sure that there's more. There are more, not gonna lie. But DSP is, I'm telling you, he took a page out of DSP's book. I'm telling you, he did. It just has DSP written all over it to a certain degree. Now, there are some differences, obviously. Do I think that DSP is a scammer? No. No. I just think that he is a pathetic man who is just doing the same shtick that he's been doing for God knows how long and doesn't fucking learn. And he's dumb. But I do not think that Phil is a scammer. I'm sorry, but Modern Paul is giving me scammer vibes. Yeah.
Well, and if you saw, I think like with Gypsy, what she went through, EG covered it where tonight. And I'm not going to try to give it away, but like he really does. If you ever get a scam email, or if you ever deal with this actual scammer, my mom has done this. And I remember I was working, back in October. I had to drop everything. I work from home, thankfully, but I had to drop everything. Tell my supervisor I got to go to my mom. I'll be back. I'll make up my hours. I had to rush over to her house because they apply that pressure, and she was so confused, and they just talk real fast and everything. That's exactly what he was doing to Gypsy. And I know he sent out a lot of emails to other people. Not everyone has come out and said it. Not everyone has talked about it, and that's fine. I don't want to expose anybody, and I think that people have to deal with it in their own way.
Right.
I absolutely agree with you. He is definitely a hallmark scammer from what I have seen of those emails, and it made me like sick because I just kept envisioning my poor mom and how confused she was. And thank God that a lot of the people that he has sent that to are aware of scamming, and they because they watch scam baiters. But still, people can get fooled, or he can emotionally manipulate them.
Yep.
And
you hear it, and sadly, you hear it all the time. It happens all the time. Sadly, I've heard of stories. There's she hasn't been around in quite. I don't know. I hope she's still making content. There's a content creator who I'm friendly with. Some people may know her in the chat, some may not. Her name is Ginger Remuth. She usually streams on Twitch. I think she used to stream on YouTube a little bit. I haven't seen her make content in a bit. Maybe she still is, and I just don't know. But she does cover, or has covered, a lot of like catfishing scams, and things like that, where people would just give money to these random people because they were scared. They were scared. They were so freaked out and so worried that they were gonna, lose everything, or there was gonna be major repercussions if they didn't. It's sad. It's so sad. It's awful. It's just awful. But yeah,
So
Commanding
one
not to
thing
talk-
to look out for whenever somebody's approaching you for money or whatever,
yes,
is if it's something that's an opportunity, and you didn't solicit it, be aware that could be a scam. But the other thing is, if there's a sense of urgency behind what they're saying,
yeah,
and it's totally a random thing that comes up, and just be concerned about that also, especially if it's coming from someone you don't really know.
yeah, I would have to 100% agree. Yes, it's snake in the grass behavior. It's scummy, low down behavior, and I agree. I think that is probably worse than just getting a random call from somebody in a call center or halfway across the world. Yes, absolutely. Because exactly, Calamity Girls, it's more personal. Yes. And it's just sad. It's really sad. Cuz again, like I said earlier and EG said it too, he has the ability from what EG has seen, and I don't know, I mean, if you can agree with this or not, or will agree with this or not, but that he has the ability to be entertaining, or had the ability to be entertaining. And then he saw green in his, he saw those dollar signs and was like, let's see what I can do. And yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, back in the day, he had his day. He he was good. I'll give him that. He was good, and he had quite a following. And with the support of Trilogy, who he worked with, on bringing a lot of scammers into the open, and they did help return some money back to victims whenever they could. Plus, Trilogy does some amazing work on going out and following the leads, and locating these people and confronting them. And he was a part of that at one time, but I think he allowed his addictions to the alcohol and whatever else he did, and also he seemed to be obsessed about himself.
Yeah.
And I think he felt that he was a lot greater than he was, but I believe that a lot of it was the fact that he was connected. He had connections.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he can't deal with that. He right now, and that's what's pushed him to where he's at right now, is the fact that he can't deal with the fact that he is not the person he used to be. He's not the beta he used to be. He doesn't have the influence and the power that he used to have, and he's doing whatever he can to make ends meet, because he's clearly not getting the income from the stream. He refuses to go out and get a job. So he's holding on to whatever he can. And in his own words, his money has dried up, and he had to come up with a different income, an additional income, and he's using he's using fundraising as that income. He clearly says in his own words, it is now his income source.
Yeah, I'll add this, and I know you got to jump back to the video, but the thing is that's amazing is like he actually can scam bait. He does kind of repetition stuff, but you get used to it. You get used to kind of what he does. He plays the same songs on the way to the bank. But I did donate $5, when he would say my name, because he would go to the banker, who used to be Chappie, and he would give, like, it was like parrots. Soul and Luna were parrots one time, and he was gonna buy a cage. That's what he was telling the banker. He was gonna buy this cage, and he needed a nest, and I mean, it was hilarious. And it was only $5. I thought it was a good deal, at the time. Of course, looking back on it, I'm like, oh, people do that for free. I understand, but I really wanted to help. And he can do it very well. But what he needs to do is he needs to stream consistently. The reason why he doesn't have any money is because he's not streaming. And true, Jagpemp, and then Tanya, like people like that were really, he was living off of them, and that's obviously very, very wrong. But if he would just do it every day and clean up his life, he'd be fine.
Oh yeah,
he's actually good at it.
But you know why he's not streaming every day is because he doesn't have to stream every day, because his money is coming from an alternative source. So he doesn't have to stream every day. If he was really that desperate, if he really wanted to have an income stream coming from YouTube or Twitch, he could do it. He has all of the equipment to do it. He has the experience to do it. he's chosen to take the easy way out.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I agree. That's so sad. It's like a mix of DSP, Ralph, and RTU. Very true, big dude. Very, very true. Yes, it is. It's sad. Okay, all right, let's get back to the video.
Talk about it.
You can see on
Yes.
January the 13th, it was 1,600. January
Oh, this is where I heard you come in, Limey. I've heard this. This is insane. This is crazy.
the 15th, he upped it to 5,000,
Yeah, Lemmy does a really good job
2,600,
breaking it.
6,500, to
You did a good job breaking this
8,000,
down.
$30,000.
Well,
and
I
decided,
gotta say,
"I better
give
drop
credit
it down to
where
10,000.
credit's
So
due.
he left
Care
it at
Bear
10,000. In our community is absolutely incredible at being able to provide the information, and I just like taking the info and putting it together, but she was incredible at providing that info. So shout out to Care Bear.
Yes, yes. Care Bear, yes, absolutely. I've heard EG mention her. Is that right?
Yep, her.
Yes, I've heard EG mention her. I think you did. You did. Obviously, you just did, but I think you mentioned her before too. Yes, shout out to her. Absolutely.
Took an online test and they said, wow, you know your stuff. What they don't realize is I use ChatGPT to help me write the code. There are people on that channel that are literally making me look like I'm a scammer of some kind, and I'm not. I'm seriously ill. Tomorrow I'm going to be on the phone with Medicaid to try and beg them into letting me have Medicaid so that I can get the other operations.
Dude.
There's really not much else I can do.
What, the operation for his throat? For him getting food stuck in his throat? What?
It's a lie.
What?
He says he got
Yeah,
anxiety
but-
from it. He's lying.
Yeah, but this was supposed to be an operation for ulcers, and the way he said he was going to treat his ulcers was to get his throat dilated, which is absolutely insane, because if
That's
you go
not-
ahead and dilate your throat with ulcers, you're going to tear them,
That's
and then
not
you're going to
what you
have a...
do. No.
Yeah, no, you don't do that. You treat the ulcers, you get the ulcers healed, and if you need a throat dilation, then you can go ahead and do it. But you do not have throat dilations when you've got ulcers. No
No.
doctor would do that.
No, not at
It
all.
would just tear you. It would tear you up, and the pain would be incredible.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
but
yes, I do remember you mentioning that to EG. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But later on in one of his streams, he was saying, more importantly, I don't think I need the ulcers. The ulcers are not as bad as I thought they were. They just felt worse than they were. Whereas he had been telling us in the beginning that he had had X-rays on his ulcers. Well, I don't know how you X-ray an ulcer,
I don't know
but
how you do either.
you don't. So anyway, he said he'd had X-rays on his ulcers, and the fact that the doctors were telling him those were the most important thing. He needed to take care of them.
Dude.
And then later on, he says, "No, there's really not. There's no ulcers. They're not a big deal."
Dude.
So
Yeah.
Dude.
yeah,
Well,
it's just lies after lies.
Well, I wanted. I just saw that Nintendo asked a question, which I think is good. By the way, how does his audience not know this? And I'll be honest with you, a lot of his audience, they are not aware of Pecan, or they like I was warned away from Pecan by a couple of his moderators who, I know there's like some scandalous stuff going on there. I'm going to stay out of that. But it's like, some people don't like each other. It's like two different camps kind of going against each other. But basically, if you only, like with me, if you only watch one streamer and you're kind of new to the community, or you only come in every once in a while, or you're just there and you're there for the community, you may not necessarily be aware of the ugly side of this. I actually, since I was subbed to him, I could catch all the late nights as well, And so I got to see it within a couple of weeks. I saw him go back to drinking, but not everybody sees
Dude.
that. So that's the problem, is that people believe him. They take him at face value because we're good people, and that's what you do. You take people, you assume he is, you take him at face value. And unfortunately, I think I know he has very few people of the core people left. But that's how that works, Nintendo. It's very, very sad. They just honestly don't know
Well, and
until
also, and I was
this stuff.
telling I was telling. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. And I was telling
Oh,
EG
no, no.
this, that watch him find a different community and watch him take advantage of them. Watch. I'm waiting for it. I don't know if we'll ever find out about it, but I am waiting for him to find a different community.
Fuck you, KHuck, you dumb bitch.
Thank you for the sub, BG88. I appreciate it. Thank you. He can just simply go find a different community and go take advantage of them. He really can. Don't know if he will or not. Not saying that he will, but I'm sorry, but it's a pattern for some people like this. When they burn out one community, they just move on to another and have a completely different personality or even a completely different genre that they cover, and they do the same thing there.
And if
Well,
he
good
does,
point.
we'll be waiting for him.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Good point. You brought that up, and I hadn't thought about that. I didn't think he was that intelligent, but good point.
Don't know if he will or not. I'm not saying that that's what he will for sure do. But again, it's a pattern, especially with people like this. They burn out one community, right? I've seen it myself. Okay. I'm just saying.
Yep.
I've seen it multiple different times. I'm sure you both have too, if you really think about it. And there's different examples of different people that have came in throughout, not just commentary, but throughout like different, like the gaming community or even the T channel communities or whatever community is out there that you're a part of. You know, the people, it happens all the time. Exactly. Seek the Geek, look at Tipster. Tipster, it could be considered one of them. Now, do I think that Tipster is kind of doing his own thing now, and does he kind of want to be, left alone? Sure. But look at what happened with him back when he was still in commentary. I don't know if the both of you are fully familiar with all of what Tipster has done or not, but irregardless, that's what he was looking like it was doing. Now it's a little bit different now that Tipster is kind of doing his own thing and is, wanting to just, game and just be on Twitch and whatnot. That's totally fine. He's totally, 100% allowed to do that. I don't have or never really had a close relationship, if you will, quote unquote, with Tipster. I just look at what I saw when everything was going on, his downfall, quote unquote, that was going on and how everybody was attacking it at the time. And still kind of somewhat is. There's still people out there that do it, but it is what it is. It's the internet. It's going to happen.
I promised you guys an expose video, and that's exactly what I'm going to deliver on. Let's start from the beginning. This all began because he created a GoFundMe about food being stuck in his throat and said he needed an operation, but he didn't have any money to pay for it, so he put all that money on his fans to buy him the operation. This is where Pecan Head steps in. He calls out the hypocrisy in putting your medical issues on your fans. Remember, Pecan Head was the guy who literally died from medical complications. I think that he has a right to call out this bullshit. Obviously, the price of that GoFundMe changed so much that people started to become quite concerned. You heard it from himself. At least 50 fans of his all turned their back on him at once. Why, you may ask? Well, let's go through some of the emails that he's been sending to his beloved fans that he claims are being toxic and just plain haters.
I can't believe the number of people that used to support me who have now turned against me. It's almost like you guys think I suddenly turned into an evil scammer trying to raise money for non-existing health conditions.
Send me a Venmo? I need to make a purchase for this new job I just got hired for. They are paying me $500 bonus after I start today. I can back you in 4 hours. I really need your help. I just landed this job. How amazing. My guess is that he never paid this person back, if they even gave him any money, which I really hope they didn't. But what YouTuber out there do you know specifically reaches out fan to fan and asks for money? Sounds more
Exactly. That's dude, like I said a minute ago, and I said this last stream too, that when we covered this, if I were to have reached out to Calamity Girls, or to you, Soul and Luna, or to Blue Jay, or to anybody in the chat right now, or to even to EG. I'll throw EG in there too. Sorry, I'm not trying to have you catch a stray, but I have a good point, I promise. Okay, if I were to reach out to any one of you or any other YouTuber out there or a chatter, not just in my community but in others too, and say, hey, give me money. I need money. I need $500. I get a $500 bonus after I start today, or some bullshit like that. Do you know how long it would be before I would get exposed? It would be in less than 30 seconds.
Fuck you, KHuck, you
I'm
dumb
just
bitch.
saying, I would be exposed. Thank you for the sub, Pinkster803. I appreciate it. I would be exposed in less than 5 minutes. It would be all over Twitter. It would be shared in different people's Discords. I would be exposed like that. Like, what? How did he think that he was going to get away with that? I don't understand. And Shadow Humor, you have not sent me any explicit photos. Try again. He's
Snuck
trying
that
to get
in
me,
there.
trying to get me in trouble. But that's what I don't understand is, like, how did he think that he was going to get away with that?
You know, I don't even understand why he, like, his whole mentality about this. There's 2 points to it. One of them is that trolls live rent free in his head. You know, I sent you a video of his like angry, stream, whatever, and I don't know if that'll ever, be of use, but his last stream I saw, I was just so embarrassed that I had ever been in his community, and I was so embarrassed for him. Because the trolls just live rent free. But on the other hand, he's got this narcissistic, condescending attitude where it's like he just doesn't think he's doing anything wrong. And it's amazing to me because it's like it's like he knows, but he doesn't care, but he does care. It's very convoluted with him. But I also know that the alcohol is like he's got to be drinking, and so he's probably having these mood swings throughout the day or whatever he's doing. Because I've seen him rage quit so many times. It's confusing to somebody who's, watching him in like a stable kind of a mindset. But with what he goes through, he's like, it's like I know he doesn't have multiple personalities, but he has like multiple moods or something. It's just very weird with him. So it's like he knows that it's bad, but at the same time he's just gonna do it anyway. And he doesn't care. Like it's almost like he's daring people to expose him.
Yeah, and I was kind of saying that to EG too a little bit, that because he was asking me a little bit of what my first reaction was, or to all of this to a certain degree, and I was like, he's of course I just said that he was pathetic, but that he just doesn't. Yeah, exactly. He just doesn't care. He doesn't care how he gets money. He's just gonna get it, and that's all there is. That's all there is to it with him. He has no other substance other than that. That's it. And unfortunately, that's what he's going to be known for other people who cover him or find out about him, or they find out about him later on. That's what they're going to see. They're going to catch on eventually. Yes, you do have some gullible people out there. That's going to happen. It's, it is what it is. He's taking advantage of that. And it's
exactly.
sad.
And it is, and that's what we're hoping. I know Limey took a lot of time compiling information that he'd been given. I know Care Bear is a wonderful, source of information. She cares. She's very passionate. I know I try to go out there with, when I'm not working and I have some free time. You've seen me just drop stuff in, EG's server about this. I think we all are dedicated. There are some more people too, and they are just watching him like a hawk. And there's a difference between what they're doing and like stalking, because I have been stalked for several years. I can tell you, I know that there's a difference. We try to say like we don't want to sit there and he's saying shout Sylveon. Okay, yes, Kaylee has been great. She's been giving us a lot of information. But I will be honest, she just started watching him recently, so she's been doing all of this in a very short period of time because she absolutely hates him pulling, Beethoven's tail, which I know is kind of
Yes, that
something
was
that I don't know if you're getting to that.
awful.
Yeah. And if you think that little video snip, because I know I sent you a copy of the compressed video, if people, I saw them talking about that, not to get off track, but if people think that that's the worst, what I saw and a few other people, and that the video apparently exists, but I think maybe only Pecan has it, and obviously we have to be very careful and tender about when, where, how. I mean, the right people know about when to go get it if they can, but we may not.
Mhm.
But it's not just an I heard. I literally watched him do that, and it was horrific. But yeah, but we all are just very much keeping an eye on him because we don't want him to continue to do this to other people. That's all we can do.
It's yeah, sad but true. And all that we can really do too is just spread the word as much as we can about him, give our takes about him, and people have to take it for what we say about it, and that's it. That's all we can do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because they can either take EG's word for it, Limey's word for it, yours, mine, whoever else covers this, and that's all that they can really do. And again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. People can make their own assumptions on what how they feel about him or whatever. That's totally fine and totally allowed. But again, all you can do is just sit back and watch the fire burn. That's it.
Yeah, and it didn't take me. Yeah, it took me a couple weeks of just watching him to see his true colors. And I was trying to help him in a game stream because he'd be throwing a little temper tantrum about not being able to figure out what he was gonna do, and so he'd be like, "What do I do? Where do I go? Where do I go?" I'm not shouting out no iDubbbz. You know what? Dan Frampton does not look like iDubbbz. EG, you quit that.
Wait, hold on, back up. What? Say that again.
He keeps saying that iDubbbz and Dan Frampton look the same, and they don't. They look nothing like Bad Boy Dan Frampton looks nothing like iDubbbz. What?
EG, you are gonna get it. I'm just saying, you are gonna get it. What?
They are not twins.
You are gonna get it. I'm just. Soul's gonna give you the damn business. Jesus.
I'm too nice to shut him out of his own server. I guess I can't, but I can try. Blue Jay. Oh man, if you get Blue Jay on it, nope. AG loves to give us.
You're in trouble.
Oh my God, he needs to quit shouting out people, bro.
Jesus, EG, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I just wanted to say that you guys were talking. I was thinking that there's a distinct difference between what everybody in the community is doing with Ray, and what he perceives that people are doing. You see, what the people in the community are doing is they're monitoring Ray. They're not stalking Ray. We're monitoring a person that openly exposes themselves to public view, and we're watching him. We're watching his behavior. We're watching what he says. We're watching what he does. We're not stalking. We're not stalking him. He is publicly just putting himself out there, and we're just watching. And we're doing no more than sharing what we see and exposing him for who he really is and what he's doing, and warning people of the potential hazards of falling for his stories, his lies, and his tactics.
Right. Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We're just monitoring. That's all.
No.
Well, I want to.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Sleek the Geek, it said, so following someone's every move and watching him sleep isn't stalking, just research. I hope you're joking. But yeah, and the reason why, yeah, no, you're fine. Because see, I am very serious, like about, yeah, okay, EG over here being funny about Shoe on Head. I know he's really thirsty for her. Hey Shoe, there you go, EG. But, like when I say I'm being stalked and harassed, like I've been to the police have been involved. I've been to court, and I very much have to keep tabs on people because some people have been upset about the treatment of Beethoven. Well, they did try to report it, and you can't expose a streamer or their server to that. We don't want EG to lose anything. We've had to deal with that. And so we're very firm about that.
Mhm.
And I very much monitor to make sure that no one is. I mean, I can't control what people do on their own time. But the other thing about Ray is that he has told us everything about him. I know I pointed this out where, and it was July 16th, he called, I believe it was Comcast or an internet company. I thought it was Comcast. He said something else, but you know what? He doesn't know. He was drunk. He doesn't remember. But he went live and he like doxed his full name, the area code and prefix of his phone number,
Dude,
the house numbers. Yeah, like the 4 digits of his house address,
are
or
you
he didn't say
kidding
the street,
me?
but no, the last 4 of his social. So it's like when you want to sit there and go after like somebody and say that they're doxing you, but you've actually gone out and doxed yourself. You have to be very, very careful that you're not, I mean, he's told everybody where he lives, and it's sad. But as far as like people going after him, I mean, I don't really. I mean, I do what I can. I'll check the X account like once a day or something. I know some people are like on it 24/7,
Mhm.
and people have kind of related it to what the Worthy Payback group has done to Pierogi. I think that this is different in a major way in the sense that Worthy Payback is maliciously going after Pierogi and exposing him in ways that should absolutely, it's illegal. What's happening with Mater Paul or Ray is that people are very much angry, they're very much hurt, and he is just mocking them. He's making fun of people. He's just being an ass, and so people are trying to wake him up. I don't think anybody really cares where he's at. Nobody wants to visit him and do any harm to him. Whereas with Pierogi, it's a different situation. With me, it's a different situation.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think that I think that's the big difference is that when it comes to what's happening with Ray, he's stolen people's money, he's lied, he's covering up his alcoholism. He has a huge problem. He's in deep denial. I mean, yes, as an alcoholic, we should kind of be aware of that and kind about that. Some people take it to different levels. I've never contacted him. I don't troll his streams, but I speak out like this because I
Right.
feel very adamant about it. We all have our way of doing it. Um, so yeah, no one's actually stalking him. It's more like people are trying to keep an eye out and they're warning each other. They're sharing information. And then, of course, covering it in this manner with like EG and then with you, because we want people to be aware. It's just, he's a scammer
Right.
and people have given thousands of dollars to him.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No, and it's sad to see, but no, I get it. I get what you guys mean. And yeah, he was
yeah.
joking. Sleek is a troll trying to troll.
Oh,
he was
Yeah,
he was
I
fucking
I know
around.
he's kidding.
Yeah, he
I
was
know he's
fucking
kidding.
around,
Yeah.
but we love Sleek.
Well,
But yeah.
and I mean, with shadow humor. Oh, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
I was just
sorry,
gonna
Lenny.
say, I think even Amaranth was doing a sleep stream one time. I just happened to tune into it. That's all. I just happened to tune in, and Amaranth was if you don't know her, she's a
Yes.
a young lady that's scantily clad.
Yes.
That does that, and yeah, so she was doing a sleep stream one time. So yes, it's okay to watch people while they're sleeping.
If well, we've heard. Oh God, that sleep streams are a thing. Have become more of a thing now here as of late than I would like to admit.
Yeah,
It's weird.
yeah.
It's weird, but that's a whole different subject. But yes, I agree. Okay, let's look at some evidence. What are you talking? EG, I swear to Jesus, you are so random tonight. I swear.
Super chatted $1.
I know. Well, the thing is that when you guys were doing your stream, I told him the same thing. I was like, "Wow, you guys only got like 10 minutes in or 30 minutes in." He's like, "Oh, that's just the way it goes. We're okay." So I find it funny. But I will say one more thing, and then I just want to address what Shadow Hunter said back before, like totally off topic. But I just wanted to remind everyone the fact that it takes a lot of energy and time hating someone rather than just letting people go and continuing with your life and path forward. And I know I agree 100%. What's happening with Ray is more of like a lot of people have been hurt by him, and they just want him to admit it and get help. It's like you see somebody who's very like they have an addiction, and at some point people do need to cut ties and move on if it's hurting them personally. I think that warning people and spreading out the story, like, if Keem gets it, great. But, EG's got it. Now you've got it, KHuck. And this is stuff that really needs to get out. Just like with a scammer, the more people that are aware and spreading knowledge. I mean, sure, there are people that hate on him. I have been very upset myself, and I have backed off. I've come to terms with it, and I moved on myself. I'll talk about it like this.
Mhm.
I agree. We should not be just hating just to be mean. But at the same time, if you also know how he is, he's very mean to everybody. And they're just people that react to that and they want to be mean back just because they feel it's fair game. So there's a lot of different viewpoints you could have. I just wanted to address that because, yeah, there's that too. I mean, his looks, I don't like to make fun of someone for their looks. But I think with Ray, it's like he makes fun of people for their looks. Fair
Exactly.
is fair.
Mhm.
So that's
How's
the
it
way we're
feel,
going.
Ray? How's it feel, Ray, to have people make fun of you? Huh?
Mm.
Yep.
So yeah, it's
Yeah.
not good. And what he says is, well, I got 2 follows out of that. Great.
This stuff on
You
Well,
got
he
2
tried to
follows,
say that.
so you hurt.
I don't know if you caught this, Limey, or not. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I don't know if you caught this or not. But he responded to the tweet that I did promoting the stream tonight. He responded to it saying, "Thanks, you two are going to bring me more subs," and I got
Yep.
confirmation that it was him.
It is him.
Yeah.
It is him. Yeah.
And
yeah,
it was
not going to
funny.
bring in stuff. It's wishful thinking on his part. Nobody's going to be going over there to. The only thing that people have done is that the only people that really watch him anymore are those that are monitoring him. A lot of the views that he has are just people that are monitoring him, collecting the information and the video footage and everything that you've seen in EG's stream. Those are being collected by the views that he has, that he's showing online. So if he thinks that he's doing well out of the exposure, he's not.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Nope. Have
All
to
right.
agree. Have to 100% agree. Okay, let's get back to the video here, chat. Oh my god, we're only
Yes,
13
ma'am.
minutes in. Fucking hell. I knew this was gonna
Well-
happen though. It's okay. It's alright. It's all good. We are here. I can go a little bit later tonight. All is good. It's totally fine. We can go late tomorrow night too. I have a feeling that that's gonna happen regardless. But thank you all, by the way, for staying with us. I appreciate every single one of you, and for all of the subs real quick. And to be Psalms for the 2, want to read this real quick. Taking bets, how long until Keem finds a slow cow? Probably not for a while. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. You know what I give it? I give it maybe 6 months. I'd say 6 months at the most. But again, I don't know. You never know. It could happen tomorrow. We shall have to see. Who knows? Yeah, squirrel moment. Sorry. Anyway, let's continue.
More like a beggar, doesn't it? Well, that's because that's exactly what this is, a beggar. Now, my guess on this one is that whoever he asked for money responded pretty rudely, and then this was his response to that. By the way, obviously, I'm hiding the identity of these people for their own protection so that they don't get harassed. That's why you're not seeing a top, but I can confirm that these emails are the same because he sent me emails as well, threatening me. I can confirm that these are all accurate emails. Ignore my request. I found another funding source. I care about your values and views, and what I was aiming to do is start a job as a decryptor. So I'm all good. Ray, you mean the same job as a decryptor you admitted to lying about on the test that you took by using ChatGPT to code?
So I took an online test, and they said, "Wow, you know your stuff." What they don't realize is I use ChatGPT to help me write the code.
Oh, that should work out just peachy. Not to mention the fact that you admitted to being deceitful on a job interview. Where else in your life are you being deceitful, Mr. Motter Paul? Now, tell me if you've heard this one before. Don't know if you can help, but can I borrow, not give to me, but borrow $650 from you on Venmo? I can pay you back tomorrow mid-morning. Let me know. I'm trying to unlock a BitLocker that has cash in the thousands waiting for me, and that's how I would pay you. Convert it back to Venmo and send it back. Let me know. Thanks, Ray. Now, if you're not familiar with what a BitLocker is, it's a hard drive that apparently he considers to have thousands of dollars on it. So if you have that, why are you begging someone for money? Notice that the excuses for why he needs this money constantly are changing. Who else is always changing the reasons they need
wait,
money?
whoa,
Could it
whoa,
possibly
back up,
be
back
a
up
scammer?
A minute, back
And
up. Wait a minute. Hold on. I need to hear that again. Hold on a minute.
and send it back. Let me know. Thanks, Ray. Now, if you're not familiar with what a BitLocker is, it's a hard drive that apparently he considers to have thousands of dollars on it. So if you have that, why are you begging someone for money? No.
Excuse me? Excuse me? You've got to be kidding me.
So, yeah. What, you know what makes me wonder? He says he's trying to unlock a BitLocker. Okay, I don't know anything about BitLockers, but does it take $650 to unlock a BitLocker with thousands of dollars on if you own
No.
that BitLocker?
I don't think so.
So I'm just wondering whose BitLocker he was trying to open and who he was paying to get it open. I mean, I just kind of I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know enough about BitLockers, but it seems strange that he would need $650 to get this thing opened if he owned those thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, exactly. You unlock a BitLock with the Microsoft login. No money needed. Okay, well, there you go. See, I did not know that. I don't know anything about that. I know a little. I've heard of it before, of what a BitLock is or what it. Yeah, but I don't know anything about them other than that. I've heard the term before, but that's it. But yeah, no, I wouldn't think that you would if. Oh my god.
Well, and it's sad because the person he's sending this to has no clue what he's talking about either. And they just take him at face value. And obviously there's the sense of urgency. It doesn't make sense once you're breaking it down. But in the moment when you're getting these emails, kind of rapid fire at you, and he's creating like this pathetic sense of urgency, that's how he operates. He's just like a scammer, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
So that's all I just needed to add.
Yeah.
Over $60,000 in medical bills because of my illness.
God, that'd be
Fortunately,
funny.
there's more to the
not funny,
Medicaid
but-
story. They also are willing to help me pay some of those bills back.
So here he admits to Medicaid offering to help him pay some of the medical bills he owes, yet somehow he has still put this on his audience. And that's their responsibility now, because they dared show any kind of support to this man throughout his YouTube career.
I had enough of seeing people that used to support me now turn against me. I mean, it's like, come on. All I did was try to raise money.
Yeah, because they saw through your bullshit, sir. They saw through your bullshit and they caught on to your scheme. They caught on and got a brain and were like, wait a minute, this guy's not as honest as what he says that he is. Wait a minute, he could be taking us for a ride. Because they wised up to your shit, sir. That's exactly what happened. Listen. Cool Anime Girl said it earlier. Don't touch the poo. Don't do it. And that's what some people unfortunately did. They learned their lesson with you, and they hopefully have not done that since. And Diesel is, I gotta give credit where credit is due. FPS Diesel says that quite a bit on his channel, so that's where it originally came from, I believe. Anyway, but that's not the point. They caught on to your shit, sir. That's exactly what's happening. And right now, listen, even though I may not have the biggest subs count or whatever it may be, I still have a voice. There's still people in this chat that, I don't know, frequent different chats here and there. Trust me, it'll get out. More of this will spread. Just saying.
And I'm sure that the people in India that are trying to scam people also believe that all they're doing is trying to raise money, Ray. Interesting when you look at it that way, isn't it? But don't get mad at me. I'm one of you guys. I'm a scam baiter. That's the only difference between me and the Indian people that call you constantly looking for money. Here's an interesting thread that I think might catch some of yours attention. Good news, folks. I passed my certification and now need to go to the clinic for a drug screen. So no subathon today. I apologize, but I need to supplement my income from YouTube and Twitch with this work from home.
Oh my god. No, it's Apulais. Apulais. You just hit 4K? Let's go! Let's go!
Go, EG!
Let's go, EG! Let's go! Let's
Well done, Edie.
go! Yay! That's awesome! Congratulations, sir. Let's go.
Well done.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm almost at 700. Let's go.
We're trying.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Home part-time job. See you tomorrow. Well, that's good news. He's got a job, right? Right?
I did have a job lined up, but I didn't get the job.
Hi everyone, sorry for the non-streaming this past week. Had to overcome some hurdles regarding my new part-time job. All is good. Still waiting for an iMac I need for my tech support job tomorrow. Copycat Radio at 3 p.m. Eastern and Monday. I'll be an hour late because I have to visit my bank. Going forward, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern time or longer. Thanks to all who understand my situation. Appreciate your support and consideration. Consideration. Ray. So wait, you just got a new job and you're waiting on...
About had water come out my nose.
Consideration. This man needs to
I
edit.
have to remember that. I cannot forget that. I cannot. That has to be a thing. I have to steal that now. I'm sorry, that's too good. That's too good.
someone to buy you an iMac? Am I reading this correctly? This is so confusing. Or did you buy yourself an iMac? Because now you're buying yourself brand new computers when you're threatening to be homeless. Oh wait, we didn't even get to that part yet. Hi folks, I have a new link that takes people to a new website I created to host a GoFundMe. His favorite thing to do is hosting GoFundMes, am I right? I'm not asking you to donate, but...
What would y'all do if I opened a GoFundMe?
If you really needed money.
Well, I wouldn't do it though. I'm not gonna. Well, yes, unless I absolutely, positively needed it, then I would. But I'm just saying, why is it always
What would I know what EG would do is make a video about you.
Oh yeah, probably. Listen, I've already been threatened to be exposed multiple different times, so it's not anything new.
Man, I'm gonna make a video about EG. He's trying to manipulate me for that hat. I'm gonna make a video exposing him.
For that too. That'd be great.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
That's extortion.
It is it's extortion.
Exactly.
See, I have
Content
slimy
cupcake. Exactly.
on my side.
Exactly, EG.
maybe share the link with others.
Well,
if you
I'm
can do
gonna
that, it would
content
be
copy
great.
you, EG, over that hat. You just wait.
Yeah, this is perfect. So this
Just
way, when
wait.
you share the link with your friends, they get so much more mad at you and call you a scammer than they do at me for actually being the one who takes their money. Perfect. I really appreciate any help you can provide, Ray. Okay, so here's somebody who's actually going to begin to question Ray about the stuff he's doing. And by the way, I could say his name Ray because he tags everything he does with Ray, so I'm not doxing him before he starts saying he's getting doxed.
I got doxxed by 3 different YouTubers. So, I'm not going to mention their names. No, that's true. When I was talking to CenturyLink, I announced my address.
By the way, I see it though.
Smooth, as we say here in Missouri, smooth move, Xlax. Seriously? That's, yeah, but you're blaming it on other YouTubers who did it to you. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact that he is like sitting there saying, I'm not asking you to donate, but I'm asking you to share my GoFundMe with your friends and family. Like, why?
Yeah.
He's so, it's just so incredibly out of touch and insane to me.
Yeah. No, listen, you know what I would like for people to do? I want people to share my link to the channel with your friends and family. Have them look at my channel. Have them sub. That's what I would do. That's it.
Right. That's free, but I mean, and again, if someone really truly needed it, like if you needed, like you said you had cancer, if you needed it, I don't have a GoFundMe for my situation because nope, the hospitals get paid bank, they can take care of it. I tried and they just wanted whatever. I own my own shit. But if I really truly was like in a destitute situation and I had a GoFundMe, I mean, I could understand something like that. But this fool over here is like, I have 5 GoFundMes, one for every day of the week. I mean, you get my point.
Yeah.
It's
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And again, like I said, I'm not, for those that absolutely positively need funds like that from GoFundMe or from other other platforms like that do that kind of thing. Go Get Funding is one of them. I wonder where we heard that one from. Go Get Funding, or Venmo, or any of these other ones that are all over the place that I'm sure that I'm forgetting about or don't even know about, to be honest with you. It's just, yes, there's no shame in that, and there shouldn't be, but something got brought up, and I think it was Limey that brought this up, or it may have been EG, I'm not sure, or it may have been you, Sol, now that I think about it. People are going to be apprehensive on donating to things like that because of situations like this.
Mm-hmm.
And again,
Yeah.
they have every right to feel that way. There's nothing wrong with being apprehensive in donating to a streamer or donating to somebody that, you're not sure what they're doing the money with, or you see a bit of a red flag with that person, and you're like, they seem kind of sus to me, I'm good. That's totally allowed, and that's totally fine. But for the people that don't see it that way, that want to give them a chance and want to see what they can do and want to truly help them, it's so sad. It's so sad to see. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, it happened with me with Ray. I didn't see it at first because I hadn't been around. I didn't know the history. I didn't know all the people that I know today.
Mm-hmm.
But by God, within like 3 weeks, I saw him starting to drink, and I knew what I was seeing. I knew, and I could tell, and sure enough, he got so drunk. And I mean, I was like, what is he doing? I thought maybe he was he had it under control and stuff. But then after that, I started kind of digging around as far as like doing my own research online. And I saw some things that clued me in, and I'm glad I did that. And that's why, people always need to do their own research. They need to make sure
yes.
that,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I 100% agree. People need to do their own research. They need to form their own opinion or whatever it may be on that particular person and take it for what they see. Yes, absolutely. They need to look into it on their own. Unfortunately, you have people that do not do that kind of thing, and it is what it is. That's always gonna be a thing, sadly. But yes, I highly encourage that too. I highly encourage for people to look into doing their own research and finding out about these kind of people before you make any sort of monetary donation. Yes, absolutely. And if you feel that person is just like, I don't know about it, or I really don't know if I can do this right now, I can do another time or something, that's totally allowed too. 100% allowed. No one should ever make you feel bad for not donating money to a YouTube streamer. Okay? That's absolutely ridiculous.
Even hiring or doing it yourself, it will still
Just
be
make sure
shown
you
as
tell
you
that to
fundraising
EG
or
about the
campaigning
hat.
for you. Have you at all private messaged or called anyone in the community directly asking for help or donations? Yeah, he never gets around to answering that part of the
Well,
question. Didn't
I'm
you
so
also,
serious,
I
but
politely
see, that's the
repeat,
thing, like,
increase,
EG, I
change
have
the
a bad
donation goal
feeling about
amount multiple
donating to
times?
Ray. I don't want to donate to him with the hat.
True. That's fair. See, that's allowed.
Yeah.
That's allowed. I love how it's just you that has to do this and not anyone else. Oh, that's too funny.
So this is someone actually asking him, like, what the fuck's up, bro? All right, here's where things start to really just go off the rails for this guy. If they haven't already, they really are now. I deleted the GoFundMe due to being scammed 6 times. Also, people legit harassing me. Not worth it. Going to the homeless shelter. Ray. But wait, where are you going to take the iMac then? Wait, you were scammed 6 times? How so? I didn't understand how you could be scammed through a GoFundMe campaign. Perhaps you could enlighten me and educate me on how this is possible for the future reference on what to look out for. I'd never have done a GoFundMe. Sorry to hear you were scammed. So you made a post on YouTube about starting to stream again on Monday, yet you also mentioned about homeless shelter. Are you preparing to move to a homeless shelter during the times that you are not streaming? Just a bit confused about this. This guy can't even keep up with all the lies he's telling. How sick would that be though if he started streaming from a homeless shelter and he was just like, yo, this is my buddy Fred. Fred, you're addicted to crack. You're gonna be my guest on the show tonight. We're gonna scam bait some people with a...
Oh, that would be awful. But you know what though? I'm sure that it's happened. Sadly, I'm sure that it has happened.
Crackhead, let's go!
Sure. I mean, but with him, how on earth could he like be that dense to not know? Like, first of all, I don't know if he actually had all those GoFundMes necessarily. Although that's more likely, I actually believe that more than I do all of his medical things. But the fact that he got scammed by them and he like threw a fit, like Limey said, he called it out. He went out there crying about it. Oh, look at what happened to me. Well, you took our money that we gave to you and went running around with it. You know, I probably gave him. I only gave him maybe a couple $100 total in the few months I was around him. But it's like, you know, so I can't really lay claim to much, but it still makes me mad.
Well, yeah,
And
that's money.
yeah.
That's money that you've earned. Hard-earned money that
Yeah.
you've earned, that you've decided to open up your heart to and open up your wallet to help this streamer out. Yes, absolutely. Again, I appreciate, and I can't say it enough, probably more so than what I probably should, but I don't care. I appreciate every single donation that I get. Always have. Always will. There are some streams where I don't make a dime. And you know what? I am perfectly happy. It is what it is. You're not going to get you're not going to get a whole bunch of donations one night. Some nights you can, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't. I did this for a year. Over a year for free. Free. That I made no money off of YouTube with, right? No super chats, no nothing. Now, obviously, I'm very lucky to have been monetized, and I'm very thankful for that. Again, I will say that till I'm blue in the face. But again, it's about the fun of it. That's what it should be about. It's not just, if you do get, essentially my point being is that if somebody is willing to give you donations like what I get from my chat at times, and I appreciate every single one of you that do this, it goes towards, that's what you should be. You should be appreciative, even if it's $1, even if it's $2 or however much it is, or some even donate 99 cents. That's totally okay too. Yeah. Anyway, I'm done. And rant is over. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I mean, it's like, the thing is that sometimes people don't have money it's not that they don't want to donate, but they don't always have money, you know? And it's like, you know, I know I've donated a lot, but I have to kind of dial it back. And it's like, it doesn't mean I don't like love y'all, but it's like, I can't do it all the time, 24/7. And at least, you know, like with EG, I've gotten kind of like, people have gotten used to it, and there's certain people that will come in and do it and be supportive. I know with you, I've tried, you know, and it's like, I sit there and I'm like, I do what I can when I can, and that's all we can do. But with Ray, you'll see, he thinks, oh, nope, y'all need to give it to me all the time. All the time.
Yeah, no. Again, I am very, exactly. I donate my time. That has to count for something. Very true. Very true, Blue. And again, those are who dedicate I appreciate every single one of you. And I'm sure that EG does. I know you do. Limey, I'm sure that you do too. There are, and it's just sad to see. All of this is just so sad to see. So, yeah. It's just, it makes my head hurt. That's all I got to say right now. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh my god, this stuff is ridiculous. All right, so now we're going to learn a little bit more about how he got scammed setting up a GoFundMe, which is probably why he's setting up more GoFundMes, because he got scammed so bad and lost even more money on his original GoFundMe. This guy's greed has no end. Okay, I thought the original asking price was 1.6K. Yeah, I did see that you had increased it even up to 30K like I had mentioned before. Bruh. Am I mistaken on that? May I ask, why did you try to hire help for the campaign when you were already hurting for money? Why not simply set it up yourself? Be transparent and honest. That saves you money in the long run, logically, in my opinion. Did you think that the ones you hired for the campaign scammed you because you didn't get donators? And you mentioned a homeless shelter. Will you end up having to do that soon? Sad for the people in such situations. This person is professional at manipulating people. Good for you, whoever did this. All right, now we get to find out how exactly he was scammed on his GoFundMes. I ran my first GoFundMe about a year ago when YouTube failed to pay me due to a mix-up of AdSense, which, by the way, is incredibly rare that something like that happens. I was able to raise $500 by announcing it to my audience. Yeah, it was probably the poor person that gave you $800 that you didn't tell anybody and were probably asking.
Oh, thank you for the gifted membership, Zero Core. Thank you. A sweet goth BFTV got it. Nice. Thank you. That's a name. That's a name. Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. I don't know who that is, but thank you. I don't know if they're
We do.
Oh, do you?
We know who that is. Oh, yes, we do, don't we, EG? We know who she is.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think she's being friends with EG right now, but let me just say that I had to create some houses because EG wanted to have, like, she's not here, EG. She just got a membership. I don't think
She
she's
could
here.
be lurking.
Anyway. Oh, she's lurking. Okay. Well, I had to create some houses, and we had like Harry Potter style houses, and she came into the server like in the evening, and the next morning, she's like, "Oh, I did put into a house," and I was like, "Yeah, we just sort everybody into a house," and so I was like,
Ooh.
yeah, I think he's saying she is friends with him now. Okay, but she was like, yeah, everybody gets sorted into a house, and I've been called a retard. Sorry, I said that word, but people
Mhm.
call me that. Over this. I mean, it's so bad. People like were melting down over this. She literally like yelled at me, and she's like, "Oh, that's a cult. I'm not having anything to do with that. I can't believe that." It's like we don't even get a choice. And then she left the server.
Oh,
And I
over
was like,
choosing Harry Potter houses?
Mhm.
What?
Yep, and I had to get rid of them because people were just so upset. Like, I get
Dude.
it. People don't want to have to come into a server and have to like, we're trying to post points. Like it was all just in good fun to try to like, get EG more, just like probably what you guys might do is like try to like get yourself a little bit more exposure. From a streamer standpoint, I totally understood it.
Mhm.
And if of everybody, I was working like 12-hour days and I was so tired, but I was still doing stuff. I had to create all this. And it was just like, and then Raj, she had created this whole system of where you could go
Raj.
in and like click on buttons to like what was it? Oh, there were challenges if you watched all the videos and stuff. And girl, we had to just delete it all because these people were just melting down. And I get it. Like Sweet Goth does some she does some good stuff on grifters and going after MLMs and stuff like that. I just didn't understand like how she could flip and suddenly call us a cult.
Yeah, that's a bit off. Yeah, I get you. I would have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I unfortunately have only hosted like one movie night in my Discord. I need to do it more. I do. I just haven't had the time to do it. But the one night that I did have a host a movie night, we watched Spaceballs, and that was a lot of fun. That was really fun. And
Oh, that's a good movie.
yeah, we usually I watch movies, or I would like to watch movies, or do some type of like thing like that to where I can set up a stage and do something fun like that just to see like Reese, Reese has brought up about doing the autism test. Like more times than I can count, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can host that one night in a chat or something, or in a call, and see what people get.
God.
Again, it's just an idea that I've had. It's just something that I've thought about.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, but yeah, that sucks when one person or some people can ruin that kind of thing. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it was just extra, and we're just sitting here like, okay, I mean, we're just trying to have fun, but that was just the reason why I was like, here we go. But no, she might be good. I thought she was pretty cool, but I don't tolerate those kind of people in my world. Like if you start going off on me like that, I've had too much drama. I've got PTSD. Girl, bye.
Yeah. No,
That's just my attitude. Like, bye.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you there. Listen, but again, I don't know anything about this person, but I hope that she is cool. And if you are here, Sweet Goth, you are welcome to join this chat anytime. Or if you just want to be a lurker, you're more than welcome to be a lurker too. So that's all I can say. But
yeah, and she might be great. She's actually pretty cool. So she might be. I have no idea. I just made a reaction and I had to explain it, and that's the drama behind that. Blue Jay was in my house, House Soul. We were the best house.
What house
we were? House Soul.
Oh,
my name. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Blue Jay was with me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we were the best house. Anyway, back to you.
I'm Hufflepuff last time I checked. I'll have to do it again though. I was yeah, but my daughter is Gryffindor. Yep.
Oh, I've never taken a Harry Potter test. I just had to make up. It was like the mod names that we were, or whatever names they wanted. I just went with Soul. It's me. It's easy.
Okay, I get you now. Okay. Oh, so you were doing a variation on. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, we weren't doing the actual houses. Yeah, no. I was
getcha.
like, Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, yeah.
I
But I
see.
put so much effort into that, and I had to create like extra threads, or I don't even know how to explain it. It was insane because we have the community server, and so that's why I just sit here and I'm like, oh Lord, we don't need more drama. But you know, again, to each his own.
Yeah.
I don't really know the person. She can be cool.
Yeah. And hey, listen,
So,
like I said, Sweet Glots, if
Yeah.
you're around and if you're just, again, if you're lurking, if you hear this, you're welcome to come by anytime and hang out. And yeah, so there you go.
For hundreds of more dollars on top of the hundreds of dollars that you already
All
got.
right, back
because
to
I
EG's
doubt that
video.
you're actually
Yep.
telling people when you actually get money. And
It's been 3 hours, Chet. It's been 3 hours. Does that surprise anybody here? No.
just keep
Not
asking and
really.
asking, hoping that you can just get a bunch of money from these people. The second GoFundMe I ran told my audience to raise $2,600 to pay for my endoscopy and my throat dilation. But then people started harassing me for begging for money. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah,
I started a third
exactly.
GoFundMe, and instead of announcing it to my audience, I hired Fiverr GoFundMe campaign experts. Some were just $50, others amount.
Excuse me, what? I hired Fiverr GoFundMe campaign experts? What the fuck is that?
A waste of money.
What? I have never heard of that before. You know what? Okay.
Amounted to
continue
$400.
before I
After
get
I got
mad.
them started, I waited and waited and waited, and no donations came in. Then they asked me for more money, and I said no. I started a fourth campaign with a supposed nonprofit who told me they would not charge me. Then all of a sudden, they wanted $1,000 to raise $2,000. Scams.
I'm going to be producing
Oh, that's rich coming from you about scams. Okay.
a series called Anatomy of a Scam.
Well, to be fair, if there's one person who would know what to look out for, it's the guy that's trying to scam you.
I'm going to cover everything from tech support scams all the way up to something that I've recently discovered, GoFundMe scams. That's where you try to run a GoFundMe and you hire Fiverr experts to help promote it. Well, I had 4 of them. 3 of them immediately ghosted me after I paid them. The one remaining one just never did anything.
Ray, you are a scam baiter professional, sir. How did you not see this? Oh my god, dude. I tell you, when this story has layers and layers of just complete and utter idiocracy, I mean it. I mean, I honestly just don't know how it gets to this point. And more importantly, why people are still giving him money. This man is a scammer. Straight up scammer. Okay? I will let you decide at the end of this, but I have to be honest, I just can't see how these aren't scams. And
I can't either. I'm the more and more that I'm learning about this man, the more and the more evidence that I'm seeing of this, that I'm very hard pressed to not call him one. It's wow. Oh god, my head hurts now. It's been hurting, but oh.
Yep.
And to be honest, I wouldn't be shocked if he was just like, you know what? I'm just going to start making up scams to tell my audience about, because if there's one thing I know that my audience hates, it's scammers. So I'm going to tell them I got scammed, and then they'll really want to give me money. What kind of scam baiter gets scammed 6 times on a GoFundMe?
Oh, EG, I think you're absolutely right. He took a page out of the scam playbook and he used it. Yep. He used it to his benefit. I think you hit the nail on the head there.
Campaign. Not to mention, this guy constantly brags about his prowess at detecting scams and stopping them.
When I was at intake, I told them what I did for a living, and they said, "Well, we have a number for you." So inside of in the intake room.
Why are you telling people this? This is nobody's business. Like, seriously.
Unfortunately,
that's mistake number 5 million in this. I'm being over exaggerative, but you get my point. This is
no, actually, you're on point there. He does it so often.
Seriously, why would you tell people this?
He brags about everything, and I don't know if it's like people have thought maybe he was autistic in the sense that he doesn't like have a sense of like it's not self-awareness, but like he doesn't understand that how people perceive him. I know that there was a couple members that had talked about that last year. I don't know if that's true. I'm not autistic, so I don't really understand the comparison. I understand ADHD, not autism so much, but
Fair.
he just doesn't seem to be aware of like how other people would perceive him on one hand, but on the other hand, he knows how we do because he's flipping it around and he's reacting to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he left those nasty tweets that I sent you, and then in turn and change, he starts, going after or saying stuff about the disabled people and the kids. It's like
Mm-hmm.
he changes. So
If you listen to a lot of Pecan's videos, all the way through the videos, he constantly said, "Why are you telling people this? It's none of their business."
Nope, it's
he would
not.
say. They don't need to know this stuff. And Pecan would say that all the time. And Mata does it. He puts out all of his personal stuff out into the open, whether it's real or not. He just throws it out there in the wind.
Yep. It's ridiculous. What, like, no,
Mhm.
that's Internet 101, bro. Don't overshare. Don't tell
TMI,
people.
buddy.
Exactly, TMI.
TMI.
Don't tell people on the internet things that you are not prepared to either talk more about or to defend, whatever it may be. Just putting that out there. Just saying.
Yeah, and don't be
100%.
giving out your personal information and then turning around and accusing everybody of
You got
doxing you.
doxxed. Yeah, exactly. When again, how much you want to bet that when that happened, that when he did what he did, and then maybe somebody told him, "Hey, that's doxing," where you said you private info or something. How much you want to bet that he just learned the definition of what doxing was and tried to use that against the YouTubers? How much you want to bet?
Yeah.
No.
He
Nah,
should know.
Yeah, he knows what doxing is. He's been around long enough.
Oh,
he knows
oh well,
what
then
it
that's
is.
even
Yeah.
worse. Then that's even worse.
Yeah, he tries to say that everybody doxes him, and I mean I know just that one stream, but like his actual city and state had popped up on one of those Microsoft pop-ups. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, maybe someone has, but all of a sudden your computer, my mom went to some weird site. It actually happened on my laptop too. I have no idea why. But all of a sudden you get this pop-up that starts like blaring at you. Do not shut off your computer. I mean, you can shut off your computer. You actually have to go into Task Manager and shut it down. And then you can go into your cache and go ahead and delete it. But it won't shut off until then. And he had one of those pop-ups pop up, and it always said some other location. Well, this time it didn't. It said a specific city and state, and I catch things like that. I'll notice if you have different eyeglasses on. And that was just one of those things I caught. And so I asked one of his mods, I was like, "Hey, I'm concerned about this because having been stalked and harassed, I pay attention to that stuff. And by God, they were like, oh, no, he's trying to trap this other person. And that was intentional. That's not where he's really at." And it turns out that that's where he's really at. And it just made me so sad because I'm like, bro, you are literally doxing yourself every time you go live. You say your name, you say where you're at, it's like on your Twitter, it's on your GoFundMe's. I mean, come on, but you want to come after everybody else?
Right.
I mean, yeah, we don't need to be sharing his address or whatever. If you all have that, please don't do that. But
yeah, no, just
this is
time out.
just
No,
insane. Yeah.
Do not do any of that. No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. He gives it all out, and it's sad. I mean, like what I said, what I heard him say on stream, and I'm just saying this for clarity. I mean, literally, the man gave out everything but his street name, and I just sat there stupid. Like, how are you supposed to come after us when you've doxed your damn self? And honestly, if anybody really is stalked or harassed, you are acutely aware of what you share.
Yep.
And I only I've shared stuff with you, I've shared stuff with EG, and it's like I have a certain level of trust for you guys. But I'll tell you, man, this fool over here, he'll just share whatever with whomever on public stuff and leave it out there. And I don't believe he's being stalked and harassed. You don't do that when you're being really stalked and harassed.
Nope.
You do not give out your personal information. Nope. You're paranoid as hell.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah. or a normal person would be, or somebody that is truly experiencing that kind of thing. Yes, absolutely, absolutely, yes.
Hammer. Yeah.
Yeah,
KHuck.
Star Sprinter super chatted $4.
I feel the same as,
99 cents. I still
person.
am unable to go out and socialize. I think it's better if I stay indoors sometimes.
Thank you for the $4.99 Star Sprinter. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you. And yes, I listen. I only go out and socialize because I absolutely have to. Okay. I'm kidding. I am kidding. But no, I get it that there are some people that are unable to do that. I get that, and I sympathize with those people that suffer through that kind of thing. That's, obviously that's, I hope that you guys, that those Star Sprinter
Star Sprinter became a member. Star Sprinter celebrates 4 months of
Thank
membership.
you for the 4 months,
Been
Star
here for a
Sprinter.
bit. Just quiet lol.
Oh, you've been here for a bit. You're just quiet. Gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you again, Star Sprinter. I appreciate it. Thank you. But again, no, like those who unfortunately have that kind of, that can't go out and socialize very well. I hope that, you are able to work through that to a certain degree. But yeah, I think it is better to stay indoors sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes it's a little too much for people. Sometimes people need to go out and touch grass. And I even go as far as to say some ass. Just saying. I'm just putting that out there. There ain't no shame in it. Just go out and touch grass and some ass. Even if it's in your own front yard or in your own backyard. I don't give a damn. Go out and, seriously. But I get it, though. I get it.
And I had all the doctors and nurses
I got my baby
laughing
kitty over
because
here. Someone touched
There was a
boo-boo.
PayPal invoice
No
that
gooning.
that said I ordered an iPhone
You can do
16,
consensually, too.
an iPhone 16 Pro
Well,
for
I'm
$428.
gonna pet my kitty over here.
Okay, you go.
And I said, whoa, I'll take 7.
Excuse me?
And the scammer goes, mother toad.
Petting my
So
cat.
it was funny.
Yeah, he just
Oh, okay.
That's not what. God damn it. That's not what something wrong. I love it, though. I love it.
I don't know.
I
You
love
guys
it.
were talking about touching ass just a little while ago. I'm just minding my own business here, just listening in.
Star Sprinter super chatted $1.99.
It's okay, carry on.
How much to goon in the super chats?
Thank you, Star Spreader, for the $1.99. How much to Goon in the super chats? I don't know. I don't know. Put up. That's it. I've never been asked that before. I have no idea. I don't know.
Okay. Look. I'm not a young guy, and I'm not all up to date on the terms and everything. What does it? I should probably just look it up. What does it mean to goon?
Oh, okay. That's okay. I mean, that's all right. I myself just learned this not that long ago either.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what gooning is, and it's a term that just came up recently. So to be fair, it's still somewhat a new term, at least from what my understanding is of it. But essentially, it's where a man or a woman will pine, if you will, after another man or another woman, depending on how they are, and be very attached to them, I guess is the best way to put it.
Okay.
And,
Right.
And sometimes it can be a little it can be to an extreme. Other times it can be okay, but yeah, I'll leave it at that. Then you can use your imagination.
I'm not gooning after my kitty.
Does that make sense? Did I explain it right, chat? Did I explain it right?
I mean, it clarifies it slightly. I guess I'll have to research.
Yes.
Gooning.
Do your own research. Yes. But be careful.
Okay.
Well, look at Neon. Look at Neon's
Actually, all I
comment.
have to, I'll just ask Care Bear. He'll fill me in, I'm sure.
There you go.
Well,
oh, did I say that? I probably shouldn't have said that. Okay. Fine.
Well, what about yiffing? Okay, I learned a new word. Neon just taught us a new word. Okay, well here you go, Limey. Go
What's
ask her
that?
about that one too.
Excuse me, what?
Look in the chat.
Mm.
Look in the chat.
Neon, fun fact, yiffing is having sex in fursuits. Neon, why do you know that? Neon?
Okay.
Neon? What are you doing? Is this a self-report, Neon? What is this? What you doing? What's happening here, sir? What?
I've never heard of that word. I'll be honest with you.
Neither
I'm so
have I.
innocent.
Neither have I.
I'm so innocent.
Oh God. I didn't want to know that. I didn't want to know.
25 years.
Learn
25 years.
You've known that?
What?
I know the word because of a
No.
FNAF fan game. No.
Oh, okay.
I am not a furry, but I have been furry friendly for over 25 years. Okay, there you go. Fine. Fair. That's fair. Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Well,
But
sure.
Well, I know
Wow.
where I need to come to be educated. This is the channel. This
There you
is like
go.
the learning. It's like the learning channel.
You learn
Right?
something new
That's what
every
it is.
day.
We're
Yes,
learning.
exactly. That's
Yeah.
All we need is
wow.
Elmo. We just need Elmo now.
True. You had to tell You did not tell Xylee what that was during your stream. Neon, oh my God.
Oh, Lord.
You did not tell Xylee that. No, you did not.
You know what? EG's not here, Neon. You need to come to EG's next stream and tell him what it means.
Bro.
Please.
That's
Yes.
hilarious.
No.
You
Oh,
do.
please.
You do. Yes.
Get
You
him back
do.
for that.
Yes.
Payment for that.
Welcome to the commentary community, Limey. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Blue Jay.
Thank
Yes,
you.
that's 100% correct. Yes. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, wow.
Just got scammed 6 times by multiple people. I mean, there are literally tons of screenshots that I can continue to show you guys of him pretty much hitting up his audience for money, but I think that I've made my point, and I'm not just going to sit here to read all of them just to try to drive it home. But I think that by now, if I haven't convinced you, I'm probably not gonna. You know, Ray keeps saying he's not a scammer, and even though I know he's been scam baiting for 8 years, he probably thinks of a scammer as someone who calls you nonstop with false promises of something. But if you look up what the definition of a scam is, it's misleading or deceptive business practices where a person receives an unsolicited or uninvited contact, for example, by email, phone, or advertisement, and false promises are made to con the person out of money, such as false promises like, hey, let me borrow money and I will pay you back the first thing tomorrow morning. There is no difference between what the people in India are doing and what Ray is doing here. Oh, I need an operation, please give me money. Oh, I need this, please give me money. Oh, if you give me money, I'll do this for you. It's no different. He is, by definition, a scammer. So I'm gonna move on to the next topic that I think is actually just kind of funny. You see, Ray fancies himself a media influencer, even though, you know, that term gets kind of thrown around pretty loosely nowadays. I mean, technically, I'd be considered an influencer, even if I influence one person. But Ray, you see, he loves X. Why? Because he loves to go on there and make fun of people. And not just make fun of people. Wait until you hear some of this.
From this point forward, when I do tweets, it's going to be on sexy ladies, and there's like a sexy lady, and they want you to look at her mommy milkers, and I say, can you...
Oh my God. Oh my God. I need to burn my ears. Oh my God. I did not just hear that. I did not just hear that. Bleh.
Get on the side so I can see that beautiful room that you're
Yeah.
walking with your big body.
And he did it live.
As I told you earlier in the DM soul, gooning in the goon cave. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing.
I'm gaining Twitter followers because they think it's funny. I'll show you an
I mean, he
example.
wishes that he could have money. But this is why we
And
all
yes,
run.
Yes, Limey, you are gooning to raise female persona. Yes.
Oh my God. No, no.
You were. Yes. Yep.
So I'm a goonie. I'm a goonie. Okay. All right.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
That's it. Oh, I'm gonna go take a. Well, I don't know. Take a shower. Or do some, oh.
You need to just sanitize yourself from the inside out, bro.
I need to. I just need to. Yeah.
Thank you, Star, for the. I lost the game. You
I-
did too. That's fine.
I'm just hoping
Thank
I
you,
can
Star.
recover from this. I hope I recover from the stream. That's all.
I hope. Yeah, I hope you'll be okay.
I hope I can recover from you lusting after what was his name? Ray. Oh, mother Paul.
Mother
Mother
Paul,
Paul.
Jennifer or something, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, that's too funny.
Dog mom is a single mom, am I too old? And I'll say, and I'm gonna reply, one, your tattoos are ugly. One, your tats are gross.
Yeah, the sound is kind of messed up, chat, but
out of your face. And just by posting that, I'll gain 2 followers. All right. That's what I do on board.
just by posting what? Hold on, let me go back a minute. Hold on. I don't want to re-listen to this, but I have to for research purposes.
See that beautiful room that you're blocking with your
Well, he means by posting those, belligerent little comments to women, people will give him subs.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
But
he
if he
thinks,
says,
so if he thinks
And
that if he'll
follows.
do
Yeah.
this, he'll get bro.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
the women are fat, our chest, all that stuff that he.
27-year-old dog mom is a single mom,
Yeah.
am I too old? And I'll say, and I'm gonna reply,
He thinks it's funny.
one, your tattoos are ugly. One, your tats are gross. And two, get that phone out of your face. And just by posting that, I'll gain 2 followers. All right.
Bro.
That's what I
There
do
you
on
go,
board.
right there. 2
That's right, the
followers.
guy that is always talking about how many people he helps spends his free time insulting people on X. Now, don't get me wrong, X is pretty much a bastion of negativity, but still, I mean, you're going out of your way to tell your whole audience what you do in your free time is insult people and put them down. I mean, come on. Doesn't exactly
Right.
seem like you're sticking to your morals, you know what I'm saying? If you're familiar with my channel, then you'd probably know that I was one of the biggest supporters of Scammer Payback during the drama that was surrounding him. Now, that doesn't stop Modder Paul from constantly referencing that drama and acting like it's the same as this drama, which these two situations couldn't be more different.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
they are very
It's like,
different.
well, look what happened to Scammer Payback when he
Yep.
got hit.
Yep.
The number
You did not just compare your drama to Scammer Paybacks. Did you have a woman?
He's never. He's
All
not
I
had a
have to
woman.
say, all I have to say is Pink Buddy.
He's gonna blow up though.
That's it.
Yeah.
Did you have a Pink Buddy situation there, Paul? Did you have a Pink Buddy situation there? Is that what? Did you have a woman who was trying to extort you for money because you worked with said man and spread a whole bunch of bullshit about this man and I don't know, suicide baited herself? Did you do that?
Yep. No.
But no,
And
you
the
did
thing-
not. No.
And the thing that's sad is like all the stalking and harassment that Scammer Payback has gone through. You can see it. Like that's actually the first time I went live on EG's stream. We were talking about Mr. Beast of all people, who EG introduced me to Mr. Beast. That's how ignorant I am, or naive. But it's like I was comparing the stalking. Like people were kind of like attacking him and stuff like that. I kind of felt for that, a little bit. But what Pierogi has gone through, when I saw his face, like because he was doing a live. And then the school nurse or something like that came in, and the look on his face, I knew that expression, and I knew like the pit in his stomach. I can actually feel it right now. Ooh, I got sweaty palms. But it's like when you go through that, it's nothing at all compared to anything that Ray has or ever will go through.
Yep.
He wants to sit there and play victim all day long, and I'm like, bro, you're giving people who are real victims, who don't even like really talk about being victims, you're giving them, you're discrediting them. And then the police, of course, Ray is the reason why police don't take, like my situation, I got blown off, and it's just like thanks they don't care, even though all this shit has happened and I have proof. I have to actually get like a court order in order to be able to get the phone records that prove it, and it's just like all this shit. It's just so infuriating, but
Yeah.
it's nothing compared to a real situation.
Nope, not at all. No. And listen, I said this in the beginning of the stream. Yes, did Scammer Payback or Pierogi, did he get caught up in the moment with Hina? Did shit happen between him and Hina? Yes, it did. Did he goon too close to the goon cave? Yes, he did. It is what it is. But he didn't do what Paul is doing. He didn't do what Modern Paul is doing. Not in any way, shape, or form. Now, like I said in the beginning of the stream too, since then, since everything happened last year with Hina and Pierogi seems to have really started to get, back on track with his channel and stuff like that, and he's doing a heck of a lot better from what I understand, and that's amazing. That's great. Let's hope that he doesn't have something like this happen again. Let's hope. But, he took accountability and he did what he felt that he needed to do. Again, he's probably still being watched a little bit. Some people are probably still on standby, waiting for him to, waiting for him to fuck up again. It's gonna happen, sadly. Especially with how big that story got and how, I wouldn't be surprised if there were people out there that were doing that to him. But, again, at least Pierogi is showing that he's trying to learn from what happened last year. At least there's that. I have at least anyway. But Mother Paul, you haven't learned a shit. You haven't learned a goddamn thing. You're just a piece of shit. That's all there is to it. End of.
Yeah, and with Pierogi, I've said this many times. Like, what happened to him? I mean, if it's an affair, that's actually his business, and I understand it's everybody's business now. But like that's between him and another person. Whereas with what Ray is doing, like it's like between him and all of his supporters. I know that like Worthy Payback, and there's some people that are mad at him at Pierogi. Oh, you didn't put the money where you need to put it, and I hear that. What Ray is doing though is, to me, it is so much worse because of the fact that he is actively going out and seeking the money. He's putting it in the wrong place. And it's like, I guess with Pierogi, he's like a fighter. I don't want to get too much into it because that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But like with basically the Pierogi situation was he had an affair. That is his business. What Ray is doing is everybody's business because he's coming after everybody and trying to manipulate them and guilt them into money, giving him money.
Mm-hmm.
So,
agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah. The difference is, I think is that Pierogi passively, I don't think it was an intentional thing to create a victim, but he essentially created a victim, apparently. But what Ray is doing is he's actively going out and creating victims. And that's the big difference.
Yep. Exactly.
Number of people that were turning against him was like bizarre. I was telling them that you have no idea what you're talking about. You don't know Pierogi like I do. You might want to keep your mouth shut.
In that drama, Pierogi was basically being set up by one of the moderators in his Discord, who was actively trying to screw him over. Ray is screwing himself over. These are not the same situations. So the fact that he keeps kind of referencing that this is exactly like what happened to Scammer Payback, he could not be more wrong. Now I'm leading the attack on Modder Paul. Don't you think that if I saw it similarly, I would do the same for you, Modder Paul? But no, this is nothing like the two. And I would probably stop saying that because you're making Pierogi look bad on top of making yourself look bad. You have been actively begging your community for money for God knows how long, and lots of them have given you plenty of money. And on top of that, you have taken that money that you got from them people and dumped it into a GoFundMe campaign to get more money. Tell me again how this is anything like Pierogi's situation. Also, not to mention, there was a small group of people who turned on Pierogi. Your entire audience.
Love how he went super tiny and went on top of the hat. That was funny. Nice touch there, EG. Nice touch.
Turned on you. So again, remind me, how are these situations similar? That's right, they're not. Also, fun fact, the majority of the people that are turning against you are still incredibly supportive of Scammer Payback. So why would that be? Could it possibly be because they know that the situations are also incredibly different? Now, why is it that Ray feels so entitled to his audience's money? Well, that goes back to a funny little story about how Ray got laid off and decided to become a full-time YouTuber. And I guess he blames his audience for that happening.
Without being too specific, I reached out to get help with a certain fundraising site, and 3 YouTubers and 50 former followers are slamming the crap out of me right now on YouTube. So to make a long story short, I'm gonna stop streaming for about 6 months. All I was trying to do is, I have over $60,000 in medical bills.
Good for you.
Yeah, screw the haters, I agree. So.
Oh, in medical bills. I'm sorry. I thought he was going somewhere else with this. Again, why would you still say something like that publicly? Why? Why would you put that out there? What? That's no. That's no. No, 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 no. That's it. Oh, God. It's like Keffels all over again. Why would you do that? Why? It's.
And to be honest, I'm kind of tired of scam baiting.
Just
when I
one
have
lie
trolls
after
in the
another to
stream
manipulate,
interrupting us
you
and
know,
making
the audience and supporters. It's so sad.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. You would have to fight me tooth and nail for me to admit that I have a certain amount of medical bills or whatever it may be to pay. You'd have to fight me tooth and nail for me to tell you this. I'm just saying. That's no.
us
Yeah.
things that aren't true.
I mean, I mentioned
part of
mine
this is
only
not
in
true?
like context of this to like show how much of an ass he is. I don't ask, there's no way nobody's going to give me any money. I don't care about that. Like I'm not asking and
Right.
there's no way anybody could. They don't know me, but I do it as a point, like to say, look, Ray, I actually have medical debt. I truly do. And I just deal with it. It's
Yeah.
there. Okay, fine. That's mine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to share it, but I share it. I actually shared it, I think, with the stream when I did with Khan and EG, and I
Mhm.
brought it out. I hadn't mentioned it before that, because again, it's kind of personal stuff. But I'm like at this point, I don't really care. I know the people who have been after me. It's like whatever, you guys are
Right.
losers, And I wasn't saying much before that, but him with the 60,000, it's just a lie. It's just he's just so full of shit.
And then okay, well here's my question then. If he has this, and I think that we've already probably asked this and it's been asked before maybe, but here's my question. If he has the amount of medical bills that he says that he has, right? Why would you stop streaming then?
Exactly. He needs to make
Why would you
money.
stop
He
streaming?
could at least make money. I mean, if he kept going and people if he actually did what we wanted him to do, which is to just get back to scam baiting, quit manipulating people, just work. He's monetized on Twitch, he's monetized on Kick, he's monetized on YouTube. Just make your money. He'd develop a new audience. People will go back to donating to him if they wanted to. If he would just stop being the ass, but therein lies the problem. He has to understand and admit he's an ass first
Mm-hmm.
in order to be able to change. He has to turn the mirror back on himself. And he can't do it because it's terrifying for people, especially if you have an addiction. It's absolutely terrifying to turn that mirror back on yourself and begin the change.
Mm-hmm.
He's not there yet.
I don't think that he'll ever get there, to be honest with you, from the looks of it. Or I'd be very hard pressed to say that he will ever get the point. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. We'll have to see.
True. Which part of this am I
I agree
missing,
with
Ray?
you.
Which part of this is the context that you continuously say that everyone is missing that is making this seem much more malicious than it really is? Because I've literally sat here and read your own words to your own.
Sleek, I swear to Jesus, he's using the mirror to take lines. Behave.
He probably is.
Behave.
He wished he was.
Can I just say something about what you were talking about?
Yes, go ahead.
You're talking about the debt and everything, and you saying, well, I've really got medical debt. That's one thing EG brought up, and Pecan on his last video, he exposed his medical records and told him that I've got real problems. I've got real medical issues. And you don't see me going out begging or scamming for money. And no way Pecan would do that. And I heard it said he had an extremely substantial amount of debt that he was carrying. But he would never go out and do such a thing as to beg and ask people that really don't have the funds to do it, to pay him. He would never go out and do that. And he went to his grave an honorable man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he you know, on his final days, he was still, baiting and helping people and saving victims on his final days
Mm.
on this earth. He was doing that honorable, and he went, to meet his maker, an honorable man. And it just makes me sick to think, just like you said, you've got real bills. He can have real medical issues. And that's what makes it so sickening. It's
Yeah.
disgusting what Ray is doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
That just makes it that much worse.
God, it's
Well,
awful.
and
Yeah.
I can just for transparency here, Pecan had, I call him Pecan. I know y'all call him Pecan, but anyway, he had in DMs, since I do medical coding, and to be very fair, he at the end of one of his videos had shared hospital paperwork. It was kind of hard to see it, and I'd asked Care Bear if it was okay if I could just share the couple of things that he had talked about in that medical paperwork, like nothing that, man, I'm very discreet. But what he was dealing with was chronic kidney disease stage 3A, which is like in the mid range. He wasn't even morbidly obese or anything like that, which is typical. He didn't have diabetes, which is typical of people that I work with. So, but the thing that he had was he had acute on chronic diastolic and systolic heart failure. So, his heart is really struggling to pump, and it was backing up fluid into his lungs, which is called pulmonary edema.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you get like the filling up of the water. He had hellacious water retention. He could barely like walk across a room. He was talking about how he couldn't mow the lawn anymore. And so that's where, the community that Limey is in, where we got fungi, it's just, that's where you got all these people coming in, and they're just very passionate about Pecan. They're very upset with what Ray is doing, because Ray is going after a man. First of all, he passed away, but second of all, when you know what he went through, he had kidney failure, he had heart failure, and he had fluid backing up into his lungs. I mean, obviously, he died a week and a day after I was talking to him. I personally had no idea that it was at that severity, because I was looking at paperwork from September, and I didn't know him all that well, but I spent 6 hours talking to him one night in a DM,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, I wish that I had been like, hey, look, you need to go to the emergency room right now. But you don't always know these things, and it's
Right.
just one of the really hard things to go through. I think I have a good idea that he knew how bad it was, but he was very humble about it. And Limey's right. He has explained he has an exorbitant amount of medical debt. He never asked. He refused to do anything, and people would have just thrown money at him, anything to help him. We all knew it was bad, but I just wanted to highlight how bad his situation was. And I actually looked at his hospital paperwork. I saw the medical codes. I was able to read between the lines of what they say, and that's what he had. Ray over here talking about, oh, I got a throat ulcer, I got a hernia. And the way that he's playing the victim and whining and crying compared to how Pecan handled it. Oh my God. Ray never needs to say Pecan's name ever again. Just keep it out of your mouth. You're
Right.
not worthy of him. You have
So,
no idea what that man suffered from.
yeah, just to let you know, that the belly button hernia thing that he says he's got, the umbilical hernia, I was looking it up. I was doing some research on it, and it said that only 4% of those hernias ever become a real issue where they need something done to them. You can live for years with one and it not even bother you. So when he turned around and said, I've only got 5 years to live if I don't get this hernia fixed, it was crap.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I actually, being I used to be a truck driver. I used to have to go get medical checkups all the time, for renewing licenses and stuff. And when I was in there, the doc turned around and says, hey, you got a hernia? I was like, no. He goes, yeah, right there on your belly button. I'm like, really?
doesn't bother me. He says, well, we can go ahead and get that fixed. I says, no, leave it alone. Doesn't bother me. You're not going to go do anything with it. And I mean, it's just tiny. But, okay, he claimed this is like, or it showed it was like, what, 3 centimeters or something? Yeah. Okay, I know somebody with one that's way more significant than that, and he goes to work every day with no issues at all. He's had it for years. So, yeah, 4%. It's a bigger. There's way more chances of getting struck by something than that becoming an issue.
Right.
And it's not going to suddenly do it. I mean, it'll cause him pain and discomfort, I'm sure, before it becomes an issue. And I don't think if I'm right, didn't it say something about it? His current hernia doesn't cause him any discomfort.
Yeah, I think he had a hiatal hernia, which is like not even a big deal.
No, he didn't have a hiatal. It said umbilical, didn't it? He said it was umbilical.
Oh, I thought it was hiatal. I saw in the
He
paperwork.
never.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, because he's been telling everybody it's a, quote, belly button, which is umbilical hernia. That's what he's been telling everybody.
Well, I have to go back and see it then, because for some reason, I thought the paperwork that he showed said hiatal, and because it didn't even say dysphagia on it, which is the throat thing. It just said something about a hernia. Yeah, no, there's nothing about dysphagia.
The hernia, my understanding, it said umbilical. Now, that's what really struck me. For somebody that was seeing doctors and everything, he should have been able to discuss with more precision about what his actual issue was, and he never once mentioned a hiatal hernia. He never mentioned he had a hernia that would make sense if he had a hiatal hernia. It's very possible that it could have caused a dysphagia and some ulcers and issues, but not one time did he ever mention fixing a hiatal hernia. It was always talking about an umbilical.
Well, I'm scrolling. I know we got to get back to the video, but I'm scrolling through. I think Pecan sent me some stuff, so I'm just going through my DMs there and seeing if I could probably find it. But, oh man, I'm looking at these pictures. Okay, can't get off track. But I'll go back and see if he sent me that, because I know he sent me his paperwork. But I could stand corrected, to be very, very fair. And I have ADHD, so who the hell knows what I remember. I wouldn't take anything I say right now. I mean, I know Pecan's issues are real because I looked at those, but when it comes to Ray's just fuck Ray.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I get you. No, that's wow. That was I don't even know what to say to any of that. I really don't.
Yeah. Well, he also said that he wouldn't be able to swallow, and he wouldn't be able to talk if he didn't raise the money to have the operation on the ulcers. Hey, guess what? He's still got the ulcers, right? And he's talking and he's eating and he's whatever. Nothing's happened with that. So, yeah, all of that was obviously a lie. So,
it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right, we got 4 more minutes. 4 minutes. We can do this. We can do this.
Own fans, so where am I lying?
I might stop streaming altogether because I can't stand it when trolls come in and say stuff like I'm stealing from my viewers. I'm not.
Send me a Venmo ?
I'm not letting them get to me. I can't stand it when trolls come in. Every time a troll enters
Troll's
my
living
stream,
rent free in his head,
I
bro.
lose a subscriber.
Maybe because they are all learning one by one that they are not the only person being asked to give you money through emails.
I did have a job lined up, but I didn't get the job. Took an online test, and they said, "Wow, you know your stuff." What they don't realize is I used ChatGPT to help me write the code. I didn't get the job. I don't know what people are thinking. 2 years ago, I had a full-time job, but I got laid off. It happened on April 4th, 2023. I came home, I had a snack, and then I went live, and I told you guys I just got laid off. And I said, do you want me to become a full-time streamer? And I got nothing but a bunch of cheers and, yeah, Ray, become a full-time streamer. You got to become a full-time streamer. And so here I am 2 years later, and my income has dropped through the floor and had to seek an alternative way of getting an income. So I started fundraising, and I got nothing but crap. And to this day, there's a YouTuber that's talking about me live every time he goes streaming. So I'm going to disappear, and he won't have anything to talk about.
Yeah, so this is awkward. Needless to say, I don't talk about him every single time I go streaming, although everybody wants me to do this expose video because everybody's sick and wants to feel like they're getting some kind of justice for what happened to them. So after this video, hopefully he gets the message, and I don't need to talk about him anymore. But since I talked about him, he has created several more GoFundMes. So clearly this guy is just not getting the message. So as long as he's out there trying to take advantage of his audience, I'm gonna be here to let them know that you shouldn't give this idiot money. Not to mention that, you know, the guy that I was talking about earlier who I got really emotional about their death to? This is what he had to say about that.
I want to focus on scam baiting purely, only because we're getting a lot of trolls lately.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
I need to say something about this.
I remember EG saying something about this too. I remember. Oh, good Lord. What? Yeah, what is that? What the hell is that?
Okay. I just need to interject here. This fool, I was watching this stream, right? This fool over here is literally saying that is his Powerade reflecting. It's like on his neck. He tried saying that first.
No.
Just know that's what that fool said. That's literally, no, it's just my Powerade reflecting on my neck. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That is.
Yeah.
How does he come up with shit like this? How does anybody come up with shit like that? That is insane. Oh my God.
It looks like a hickey from a giant leaf.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's go see a doctor. That's all I can say.
Yeah, so needless to say, if you're gonna make light of my friend's
like
death.
the answer to Blue Jay, he did say it was lighting, and then one of the people in the chat said it looks like pixels, so he's trying to say it was pixels. He was grasping at straws, but that fool literally tried to sit there and say that it was Powerade reflecting on his neck, and I was like, "You're so stupid."
I'm going to stop pulling my punches because that is a piece of shit thing to do. Not to mention, someone needs to speak out on behalf of all these people that you've fucked over the years, so might as well be me. But that's where I'm going to end this video off here. Again, I'm not suggesting anybody go and harass this guy. Just don't give him money. It's simple as that. I don't want anybody going and trying to harass him or troll him. That is not what my goals are with these videos. It's just to bring awareness of bad actors that are doing bad things. And he can try and justify to himself all the livelong day. That doesn't magically make it right. You need to grow up, Ray. You need to go get a job like the rest of us. Just because your fans told you should become a full-time streamer doesn't mean that all of a sudden it's their responsibility to make sure that you have money in your pocket.
Exactly.
That's always your responsibility at the end of the day. That's what being an adult is. And you look like you're in your late 50s. So if you haven't figured that out by now, I don't know why you're waiting. Again, just reiterating, please do not go harass this person. Just share this video with someone so that they know. Be on the lookout for people who may be trying to take advantage of you as an audience member. And in the meantime, consider subscribing and hitting the bell notification so that you can find out what happens with the story moving forward. I was planning on talking with some people who've been directly influenced by this guy because that's their story to tell, not mine to tell for them. And if you like videos like this, consider hitting this video right here where I got a chance to interview one of my biggest influences, Nerd City, and talk to him about creating content, his own personal dramas that he's had to overcome, and more like that. With that said, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
There you go, chat. There you go. We got
Amazing.
We did it.
Great video.
We did it.
Great video.
We did it. We did it, chat. Woo!
And see, EG said at the end, don't give him any money. So see, I know EG, you're asleep. I'm still going to say this. I can't give him any money because you said not to give him any money. You don't get that hat. I'm not buying the hat.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. Yeah, which one is it, EG? Do you want her to buy the hat, or do you what do you want? You can't have both, sir. Oh, too funny. Well, I appreciate the both of you for coming on tonight and for having this conversation. I would
Thanks
love
for the
to
invite.
have, if you guys are able to. I mean, you can if you want, or you can just sit and chat. Up to you. like I said earlier, we're going to be covering part 2 of EG's video that he premiered tonight. We're going to react to that tomorrow. I know that there's a lot more in there that he put in there, and also we'll cover more of the gooning there too. And
yeah, I need to clarify something. I've just been told that Care Bear just told me I need to take that back and be honest. And I've been a little deceptive.
Uh-oh.
I really didn't goon over multiple female character. I really didn't.
Oh my goodness,
So,
you had me scared to death. I was like, what's
Yeah, no. She said you need to take that back.
Oh no. So you gooned over her? You gooned over Jennifer, and I'm sorry, Care Bear, but he did. And it's
No,
there for
Care
posterity.
Bear knows me well, and she said no, you better take that.
It's too late.
Yes,
It's
yes.
already recorded.
I did not know she was watching, and yeah, she caught me.
That's why you always gotta be careful. I'm kidding. No, that's funny. That's I didn't.
Yep.
Well,
she did try.
They did it.
Oh, too funny.
So,
well, thank you the both of you for coming on tonight. Like I said, we'll be covering the part 2 of this of EG's video tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. But I would love to have you both in chat tomorrow night for that, and I think EG said that he was gonna join for that tomorrow possibly, so we'll see how that works out. But again, you both have been very valuable in everything with this, and let's just say this guy's not going anywhere anytime soon. Just saying. I have a feeling that we're going to be covering him quite a bit off and on this channel. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got a feeling he's not gonna make any changes, and I don't see any changes in the foreseeable future. Yeah. Unfortunately, I wish that was not the case.
Yeah.
I wish he would get the help he needs and man up and take care of those people that he hurt along the way, and make them whole again. So yeah, that would be the best scenario.